Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, to Generations Behind. I am one of your hosts, Craig of Craig's Game Room. To the side of me, the Italian one, Mr. Zach Daily Beating. Zach, how are you today?
It's academic. I'm back.
I'm so sad your audio cut out twice while you were doing that.
Come
It
on.
was like, it's me. I'm
It's
back.
me. It's academic meeting. I'm back.
He's back from good old Italy. Below us, the luscious one, the luscious slut, the ghost of Bucky
That's me.
Past, if you could see his t-shirt, Tyler, Mr. Tyler Hate, Kills Reaper, Game Collecting Reaper. Tyler, how are you?
Pretty good. Just beat Mario 64 like 20 minutes ago.
At least you beat it. We've had hosts on the show who haven't finished games and we've done episodes, so beating it 20 minutes ago isn't too bad.
I didn't know that there. Sometimes Discord doesn't give me notifications, and like the last thing I seen was Zach was like, "I'm eating Chipotle," and I was like, "All right, I got time." And then I get a text from Craig saying, "You good?" And I was like, "We started." And I checked the Discord, and I seen they were in the call, and I was like, "Shit." And then I seen then all the messages popped up, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm hopping on." And I was just like, fuck. I'm fighting battles right now."
Notifications.
I think in the
Just
future,
They're on. I only get like half of them. It's weird. Like sometimes it feels like I only get the non-important ones, and then like when something happens, I'm just
Whoa,
like,
whoa! Not important.
I like that.
every message is important if it's from us.
Well, this is true. This is true. But I mean, like every time, like the other time, the same thing happened, and of course it involved me being late again, because you guys are like, because when we changed the time or whatever that we were recording, like an hour before, and I was just like, oh, I still thought it was an hour later, and I was just like, oh, they're in a call.
That did happen.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I know. You're starting to get Zach's reputation. We used to always make fun of him for being late, and now you're starting to drag your feet a bit there, Mr. Hate.
It was two times out of 30 episodes. All right, we're good.
Pretty good rate. I mean, that's.
You know,
At least I.
if you're gonna make a habit out of this, son, we're gonna need to have a talk.
I'm still 100% for finishing games on the podcast, so I don't care.
That's valid. He makes a good point. But I'm in favor of us starting a grace period for this show. If we set a time and you're more than 15 minutes late, we should just start the show without you and just have you join and act.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be really funny. Like, look who decided to show up. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We're recording very late for these fellas. It is technically, in Zach's mind, like 7 in the morning because of his time difference for being in another country. For Tyler, I think it's, almost 1 a.m. for you? So you guys, you two are probably fucked up. It's like 9:43 for me right now. Usually I'm in bed by 8:30 because I'm an old man. So we're all a little woozy right now. It's okay. We're going to be talking about Mario 64. What some may consider one of the greatest game of all time. What many consider one of the greatest games of all time. How do we feel about it? You'll find out soon. You'll find out soon.
Find out what game is better than this game on Zach's channel eventually.
That's true. We were supposed to have a nice debate video to go along with this podcast. That's probably not happening. We didn't plan it very well, but that's okay. We'll do it eventually. But for now, we're going to be talking about Mario 64. In the next episode 31, we're going to be ranking the Nintendo consoles, which will be exciting, so make sure you all go ahead and write in with your favorite Nintendo console for 2 weeks from now. And handhelds, yes. So that includes Game Boy, DS, yada yada. We're going to keep them all in. Everything pre-Switch 2, we are going to rank them from what we consider the worst to best. So I'm sure that's going to be a very argumentative episode, honestly, and I cannot wait for it. Because fighting with you guys is one of my favorite things to do.
And your write-ins let Craig know that the DS Lite is better than the DSi. DS Lite supremacy, please. Thank you.
Just get a Game Boy Advance. Don't be a bitch about it.
I get a DSi.
Because it has better screens.
Then you need a DSi and a Game Boy Advance when you could just have a DS Lite.
Anyway, we have a couple of write-ins to start out the show. We got a lot of write-ins this week, so thank you all for writing, and we appreciate it. We love hearing from you guys. Jason wrote in, said, "Hello, Jason here, and And just wanted to say how surprised I was getting a thank you from Zach. I had to rewind it several times just to make sure I heard it right, and I have video footage to prove it too. I hope you're enjoying the far superior D-Make. So this is in reference to his suggestion of the NES D-Make of Final Fantasy VII. Zach, have you played any more of it, or have you played it at all?
According to the last episode, I immediately downloaded it and I played. I'm like halfway through the first bombing run, then I put it down. That's just something I'll play on a whim.
Yeah.
When for 5 minutes at a time over the next 30 years, and eventually I'll beat it. But it is very cool. I did not know that existed, so that was a cool thing to discover. And I will say it again, Jason. I didn't want to say thank you. Didn't want to give it to him again.
No, he already got it. You don't gotta give him a big head. It's fine.
Yep.
Zach wrote in, a different Zach, said, been enjoying your guys' show. Watched a few episodes now. Just fun, chill discussions and great episode topics. Thanks for putting it out. Question, do any of you collect any Neo Geo Pocket stuff? Or have any memories with it? One of my favorite little side trails in gaming history. The system logo is so cool. One of my prized possessions is a baseball cap with the logo on it. Cheers, from Zach. I believe Yes, go ahead.
I gotta say first, like, I appreciate all y'all that write in all the time, but it's really cool to see somebody that I don't even know on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know who this is really either, cool. So...
Well, since he says, been enjoying your guys' show, watched a few episodes, I'm like, oh, maybe he just found us and was like, yeah, they're great.
That or one of our podcast hosts is just really narcissistic and he's just decided to write it himself.
My alternate ego just started writing in myself. Yeah.
But I guess I'll just answer your question. I mean, I don't collect specifically Neo Geo Pocket stuff, but I mean, I do have this and I have it like arm's reach, so
hell yeah.
I'm gonna show that.
He always has it at the hip, ready to shoot at any time.
I got everything, dude. I got that. Talk shit about Gen 3, I got that down here too.
He's ready. He's always got a rebuttal for a very specific topic. Zach, how do you feel about the Neo Geo Pocket Color? We've talked about it briefly on the show, but I think we came to the conclusion you guys don't have too much experience with it, so...
Yeah, if it's not PlayStation or Nintendo from before year 2000, I don't have any knowledge of it. I just... out of my realm.
I will say... awesome console. I don't have anything for it currently. As people who have heard me either on my channel or our friend Christian's channel over the years may know, I'm notorious for just buying a lot of stuff and selling it over and over and over again. At one point I had I think I was over halfway to a full set of loose Neo Geo Pocket Color cards. It's not a big library. I think it's like less than 60 games for North America. It might be significantly less, but I can't remember. But an absolutely awesome system. The games on it are very high quality. It's cool because it's like there's a lot of fighting games, which is different for a handheld, especially at that time. But they're very high quality, and it's cool because the stick on the Neo Geo Pocket Color is like a clicky, like fully kind of like analog-y stick. So it's perfect for fighting games. Feels really good doing combos and stuff on them. There's just a lot of good stuff. So why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Tyler?
Probably SNK games are.
Well, because of the write-ins, I was like going over and seeing who else wrote in while you were talking.
Oh, don't spoil it for yourself.
No, well, it's funny seeing what John said and then what Patrick said directly underneath.
Oh, I know. I put those two next to each other on purpose. We'll get there. But yeah, Neo Geo Pocket Color, awesome. There's some really weird stuff on there too, like the Sonic Pocket Adventure game Tyler just showed. It's like a weird, like kind of like demake of Sonic 2, and it's weird because it was almost like the bridge of like the final like kind of classic style Sonic game before they went more to the modern era. Because it's like I said, it's like a 2D demake of Sonic 2, but it's like his sprite is different and it has the green eyes like from Sonic Adventure stuff. It's very interesting and weird, but a very good and easier than most Sonic 2D Sonic game. Would recommend.
Greg, is this you said fighting games? Is this where all the SNK fighting games are from? The Neo Geo?
Yeah. There's a bunch of King of Fighters and Fatal Fury and stuff like that. So good stuff. Very good stuff. And there's also a great I think it is, I forget what it's called, but it's like there is like a Neo like a Neo Turf Masters like golfing game on there that is excellent. So highly recommend exploring.
Woodshop Wednesdays.
Yes.
I say it on Woodshop Wednesdays.
Yes. But yes, highly recommend the Neo Geo Pocket Color library. It's really cool, really unique. And, you know, just very different than the offerings of, like, say, Game Boy, Game Gear, stuff like that. I would love to have a complete set one day. It's just one of those things where it's like boxes and manuals for some of those things are so hard to find and so expensive. And I only collect complete in box, but some of the more common stuff is still really cool, like Sonic, and there's 2 Metal Slug games on there, and Metal Slug is great, so tons of really cool stuff to check out. I would love for us to do, I think we've talked about this before, but I want to do more like episodes where it's like we all kind of just like take a console none of us know that well, like a TurboGrafx or something weird like that, and we just play like a grab bag of games and just talk about our experience with the library. I think that'd be really cool. So a Neo Geo Pocket Color would be an awesome one, especially because there are 2 collections of Neo Geo Pocket Color games on the Nintendo Switch, so you can try out a good amount of them on your Nintendo Switch. So if you don't want to emulate, there's a legal way to play a bunch of them. So,
excellent.
Shout out,
Zach.
Thank you, Zach. Are you going to fight him to prove your dominance that there can only be one?
Hey, there can be more of us around here. I appreciate seeing a Zach with an H.
I was gonna say, I feel like most people I know it with a K or with just a C. So.
Those freaks with the K? No, I like the Zach with an H.
How do you feel about the Zach with no K or H, just Z-A-C?
I feel like they're afraid of commitment.
It feels like it's incomplete.
Yeah, they don't want to pick a side in this turf war. So they're even more spineless and cowardice than the Zachs with the Ks.
They don't want to pick a side. Next up, John wrote in. He said, "Hey, John here. Is there any way you guys can play other games and mostly RPG games? There is other games out there for you to try out besides RPG, and most of you are into it, but not everyone is into it. Maybe a racing game or an FPS game." John.
All right, so
I'll let you guys go. I'll let you guys go first. Zach, you had your hand up. I would like to let you go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say yeah, I play a lot of stuff, but I was gonna play the new Doom, and that's a first-person shooter game. That's a first-person shooter. I was gonna play it this weekend.
Tyler, go ahead.
So, I guess I'm just gonna sign off because this episode's canceled. I mean, it's not an RPG game. I don't think we should go forward with recording. I think we should just be done. But I don't know. Going through our past episodes, we did. What?
Hold on, Tyler. I have you. Tyler, I have you for a
second.
You
got this?
Okay.
Oh, this
you're gonna...
I was going through it.
This annoyed me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So I had to make sure I did a little bit of research. I'm like, how much RPGs am I really playing to where that is the majority, right? So for our show, 4 out of the 10 video game specific episodes we've done have been RPGs. That is fair. That is 40%. Now, if you want to talk about just things that we generally talk about on the show, things that we play, you know, we talk about what we play every time we do this show. From this year, out of the 25 games I've beaten, 4 of them have been RPGs. That is 16%. Last year, of the 60 video games that I beat, 8 of them were RPGs. So don't you fucking tell me that's all I play. Is it my favorite genre? Of course. But you are a coward and a liar, John, if you're telling me John, that's all I play.
Job. That's Jason's job to be a coward and a liar. You can't be jumping in here taking Jason's
spot. Jason has that. He's the coward and the liar, and that's fine. But we can't have 2 cowards and liars that are writing in on a regular basis.
No.
I'm going to fist fight you.
Thanks for writing in, John.
Thanks for writing. No. In all seriousness, I thought that was funny. It doesn't actually bother me. I just think it's funny because I'm like, maybe, you know, this show is obviously about our opinions. We talk about our favorite games all the time when we bring up examples for any topic we bring up. And, of course, with that being our favorite genre, you know, across the board, a lot of RPGs are going to come up. But we all play a very big variety of games. I definitely think that that's something that shouldn't be discounted. You know, it's like, if we were to even go through...
Tower Defense as an RPG.
That's true. But, like, let me read you right now. I'll give you a bit of a spoiler of all of the video games I've played so far this year. Like, beaten, rolled the credits, whatever you want to call it. This is everything that Craig has beaten in 2025. Pokemon Scarlet, an RPG, sure. But then Golden Axe, Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe 3, Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, Medieval, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Jumping Flash, Soul Calibur, Pokemon Yellow and RPG, Dead or Alive 2, Zombie Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan, Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, Merchant 64, Croc Legends of the Goblins Remaster, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario 64, Nestor's Funky Bowling, Jack Bros, Elite Beat Agents, and Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
3.5.
Thank you.
We got a Western RPG in
there. We snuck a white guy in.
Yeah.
But no, I just feel like saying that that's all we play is a bit of a discount, because I think that we all have pretty eclectic taste, all things considered. I think we all play a pretty good variety. What do you guys feel? Do I need to get off my weebish throne and maybe play some Call of Duty?
No, I love to keep the genres fluid. I don't like to play one thing for too long at once. I will say there are times like this last couple weeks where I've been traveling. I have my Switch, and the easiest thing to play is just like an RPG, you know, like Dragon Quest III, or Undertale, or another game I'll talk about. But when I'm at my desk and I can play what I want, I'm trying to play a bunch of random different stuff. So.
John, you're banned from writing in.
Wait, didn't someone get a 1 week ban like a couple weeks ago anyway? And I don't think we enforced that.
No, we definitely don't. John,
someone got a 1 week ban.
John, we love you. Thank you for writing in.
John probably has more hours playing Payday 2 than we have playing RPGs. He has like 2,000 hours.
Just in Payday 2?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Something like that.
Good for you, John. No, it's if we do talk too much about JRPGs, apologies, but you know, this is just a show where we talk about the games that we love, so it's gonna leak into the conversation pretty much no matter what.
Yeah. And now, speaking of RPGs,
yes, this is Patrick wrote in and said, "When is the Final Fantasy episode?"
I mean, we could just do that RPG that Jason loves, which is Final Fantasy 16.
We could.
Jason hates. Well, Jason
Isn't
says
also a 16 hater.
Well, he says Final Fantasy 16, and I quote: "This is exactly what he says: is a good Devil May Cry game."
I mean, yeah, it's like 60% action game. The RPG stuff is very, very light. I would say it's like 75% action game.
He said it's not a Final Fantasy game. He said it.
Whoa! It's a Final Fantasy game. It's just not necessarily an RPG. Light RPG. It's a Final Fantasy game. So you ride chocobos.
My thing with Final Fantasy is I hate when people make that argument, because I'm like, Final Fantasy's been inconsistent since like 6.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you're mad that it's not like 1 through 5, then you should have been mad about 11 games ago, and most people weren't. So I feel like it's not a fair argument anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people just are missing turn-based Final Fantasy, because we've been getting a lot of good, like Clair Obscur Expedition 33. A lot of people are like, oh, this is what Final Fantasy 17 should be. You know, I don't know what they're gonna do for the next Final Fantasy. I don't want them to overcorrect and like try to. I don't know. I like them trying new things. I liked 16 a lot. I didn't mind that it wasn't necessarily a turn-based. You know, choose a attack and it. You know, but rolls of dice.
It's not like Square Enix isn't also making Dragon Quest and also making Bravely Default and also Octopath Traveler, exactly. So it's like there's plenty of other series that they're making that are very, especially Bravely Default. People always say that they love the class systems in Final Fantasy games. It's like, then you really just need to play Bravely Default, because that's going to be your fucking bread and butter. You're going to love it, so... Final Fantasy episode, we're gonna do that for episode 31. We're gonna push back ranking the Nintendo consoles.
Here we go.
And then we are going to dedicate an episode to John.
You gotta finish all of Final Fantasy 14 by next episode, all the expansions.
John's gonna love episode 33.
Oh, that's true. That's another RPG, so... So we're giving you Sacred Stones.
Oh, let's go.
Sorry, John.
Zach,
you know what?
Zach,
I take
Zach
it all back.
that,
John, you're right. We need to shut the fuck up. And we need to start playing.
You gave Zach full control of what 2 games to pick. And
That's
he
true.
was like,
I was like,
Mario
hey, we
64.
haven't done. I was like, yeah, you haven't really picked any of the games we talked about. And he was like, Mario 64 and Sacred Stones. I'm like, sure, why not?
Well, Sacred Stones just got added to Switch too, so it was good timing.
That is good timing. I don't know how I'm gonna play it still though. I have so many options, so I still have to decide. I feel like I'm gonna be too tempted with the rewind feature on Switch, so it kind of makes me not want to play it on there.
Yeah. You have to play it on an Ambassador Program 3DS.
I have it on my modded 3DS that
It has to be an Ambassador Program because it has to run poorly.
Perfect. Has to just be one of those really crappy original 3DS 3D models. Good times. One final write-in for the beginning of the show. Danny Evil Robot writes in. Says,
hopefully Danny Evil Robot.
Hopefully. This is a prediction on our end. I watched your previous video, the best NES game. I'll give you the top 3. He says Super Mario Bros. 3, Ninja Gaiden, and Super Contra or Super C. I think we already kind of gave our thoughts on most NES games of note after that episode, but we appreciate you letting us know. And he also asked us, in the theme of this episode, talking about Mario 64 re-releases, he asked us if we have played Super Mario 64 DS or the 3D All-Stars version. I think we can wait a little bit for that. We could just bring that up when we talk about the game. So we'll hold off on that for now. Sure. I think, Zach, you at least will have some more thoughts on Super Mario 64 DS. So we could bring up some differences maybe when we get there, if you guys are cool with that.
Sounds good to me.
And that's about it. That is the beginning of the show. Zach, do you want to tell the lovely folks any fun stories from Italy before we talk more about video games?
Yeah, so I guess for some context, I went to Italy for a wedding and just baked it into a vacation. If I was already going to be traveling for a wedding, we just turned it into a vacation as well. Food was good. The sights were cool. Didn't understand the hours places were open and how restaurants work there, but overall it was a fun time. Traffic is crazy. People drive like maniacs, just driving down alleyways and vans. Like, you just gotta look over your shoulder constantly because there's just a freaking Sprinter van coming down at you. I almost got hit several times, but I made it back in one piece. I even drove there. I drove in Florence, and that was hell on earth. But I made it.
Is Italy one of the countries where it's like the roads are opposite, like you're on the left side?
No, that's the only thing. Is like it's like 90% the same. Like the road signs are like pretty similar. It's on the right side of the road. I know what's going on. I just don't know the unwritten rules there and how people merge and how people drive. And there's mopeds going left and right, and there's motorcycles going around you. It was just a pretty hectic time. I didn't know where I was going on top of all that, but we made it. The car had no nicks or bumps on it, so I shouldn't get dinged for that. But glad to be back breathing good old American air, and knowing where I am.
Was the pizza the best pizza ever?
No, it's still best pizza is pepperoni pizza, thin and crispy from Pizza Hut.
From Pizza Hut.
But the pizza there was
good. Out Pizza Hut, bro. No one
out Pizza Hut. That was the main lesson I took from this was no one out Pizza's the Hut. That is a true statement.
The biggest takeaway from Italy.
I did have a buddy of mine who had my location, and he dropped me a pin of the closest Pizza Hut. It was like 5 hours from me, which I thought was kind of funny.
Did you consider it?
No, it was like another country. I had to cross a border to the west to get to it. But yeah, it was pizza was good.
What was the best thing you ate?
The best thing I ate, I had a really good steak at a restaurant. I guess I'll say this also real quick. The food there is pretty cheap. I was telling Craig before, my roommate and I, we'd both get an entree, an appetizer, a dessert, a couple drinks each, and it would come out to be like $60. It was like phenomenal pricing. Mixed drinks were like $7, $8. We didn't go to any like super bougie places, you know. We went to like nice restaurants, but nothing crazy. So It was fun. It was fun.
Good shit. But
I'm glad to be back though.
Yeah.
Tyler, you looked like you were about to say something. Sorry, that's why I didn't talk.
Oh, no, you're good. I figured I'll just say it when we get to what we've been playing.
Cool. Nothing like a nice pregnant pause in a podcast, fellas.
Pregnant pause.
Nice pregnant pause.
Everyone wants to hear moments of silence throughout their podcast, so they wonder if it's still going.
Oh, look, Jonathan just hopped on Call of Duty Black Ops 3, another FPS.
There we go. Maybe he just needs to show us the way. We could do like a boot camp, and he could show us how to be FPS pros.
I feel because like he mainly plays FPS and racing. I feel like we should start doing FPS and racing, and he should play more RPGs.
Okay.
So we could see each sides of the story. You know, he could get more into RPGs, and then we can get more into other stuff. You know, if he really wants us to. I feel like he should put his foot in the. I lost my train of thought, but like
I'll tell him all about Mario Kart World here in a couple of weeks.
Hell yeah!
That's actually Zach actually guided me into what I was gonna say. Is fellas, the next episode we do, we're gonna have Switch 2.
Yeah, Switch 2 is gonna be out. Isn't that crazy?
We're gonna be in the next generation of fucking Nintendo by the next episode.
Huh.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah, after this next episode, we'll go up on 6-9. Nice. So.
Nice.
We're gonna have some Switch 2 action. Hopefully, I can get one. We'll see how that goes. So I still don't have a pre-order.
Like 3 o'clock thing. Well, GameStop's gonna have extra at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's my plan. Is to just go and just hope I can get lucky because they're claiming to have a lot of extra stock. We'll see. I'm gonna be that asshole that holds everyone up though, because I'm gonna like trade in my Switch 1 while everyone's trying to buy a Switch.
Well, no, they're gonna buy it at midnight. But they're starting the Switch 2 launch event at 3 o'clock
PM
time. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock everywhere.
But that's so weird. Why?
So if you go, because that's usually if you get something pre-ordered, you can do what they call a pre-ring. So it's where like if you have your item paid off or not paid off, and you go early, you can get it paid off, and they'll give you like a little sticker on your receipt. That way at midnight you can just go show them the receipt. They give you your console. You're done. Because like you already paid for it. That way it makes it like.
So maybe I should try to leave work early that day.
Yeah, so maybe if you go there, try to aim for 3, maybe a little earlier, and then trade in your Switch, and then, you know, that's what they would do. Maybe
that's the move. Because if I don't get a Switch 1, or Switch 2 day 1, I won't be upset, but I'd rather have it, you know? I like being there for launch day, it's fun. I got my Switch launch day, I got my PS5 launch day. Kind of want to try to keep that energy up if I can.
Me and Patrick are going.
That'll be a good time. Zach, how did you pre-order yours? You got it online, right?
I got it through Best Buy. I'm going to the midnight release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I joined the line before Zach on BestBuy.com, and somehow he got through and he was able to get all his accessories before mine even let me in.
I got my camera, I got my Pro Controller, I got my case.
He got the camera, ladies and gentlemen.
I just hear it's like, you're waiting in line, and Zach's like, oh, it let me in. I was like, what? Oh, now I'm in line for this. Oh, it let me in. I was so mad. Everybody was getting Switches, and I was just sitting there waiting.
Boys, what have we been playing? Tyler, why don't you go first? What have you been playing?
So Claire Expedition 33, playing that. Close to... I haven't played it as much, but I'm close to finishing Act 1. Enjoying that game so far. If you want to hear how good it is, go check out Zach's video. He had a whole video on it. So I'm going to just plug that in there because we talked about it a lot last episode. And Mario 64, which, I mean, you'll hear me talk about the main topic. So, yeah.
Don't want to spoil nothing.
Yeah. I mean... There's at least one game better than Super Mario 64.
At least.
Super Mario Odyssey, probably.
Zach, you've been flying, so you've probably gotten some decent game time in. Oh, kitty appearance. We got a cat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Yeah, so I, like Craig mentioned, to bookend my time in Italy, which I played no games, I did have 2 10-hour flights. So I got some gaming in on the flights, namely Undertale. I finally played Undertale. I beat it. I only did 1 run so far, and I got, I guess, like a boring regular ending. I didn't get anything cool. So I might do another run. with either the pacifist run or the kill everyone run. I don't know. But I enjoyed the game. It was very funny. I I've long known that I would enjoy Undertale. I just never got around to trying it, and I am glad that I finally got around to it. Lots of really funny moments. Lots of like I knew it like does a bunch of fourth wall breaking, but it's still funny and surprising when it does it. Um, and I was playing it because I want to play Deltarune at launch for the Switch too. So the chapter 3 and 4 I think is coming out or
Yeah.
Deltarune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that those are new, right? Chapter 3 and 4 are new
Yes.
additions. Okay.
Yeah,
So
1
that's
and
cool.
2 are quite a while ago now. This game's been a long time coming.
And I guess to prepare me a little bit, when I play Deltarune on the Switch 2, I'm going to start in Act 1. Is it just going to end like is it going to feel like a end of a game or is it just feel like a does it just seamlessly start the next one or how does that work?
It's divided into like actual chapters, so it's like each game's kind of like it's kind of its own contained game or like a part of just own contained story that has beginning and end. Then it continues once the next one starts. So kind of think of it like television series almost.
Sure. Okay.
Like you'll play season 1, then you'll play season 2, yada yada.
Well, I'm excited for that. And I'd like to talk to Craig a little bit more about Undertale. I know you're a big Undertale freak.
I have lots and lots and lots to say and lots of thoughts on Undertale. That could be like a 10-hour podcast. So be careful.
Excellent.
I lived in that fandom for many, many years, like hardcore. So
Oh yeah.
I wasn't one
Well,
of
yeah, I guess
I wasn't one of the people that were annoying about it back in the day, but I was still there for it. So
yeah.
because I played it like the week it came out. I was a very early adopter of Undertale. I found it relatively fast.
Did you feel a special connection to it due to your love of the Mother series, or is it just a happy accident?
Honestly, I didn't. I didn't really know that it was like inspired by the Mother series until later on. Like, I know like there's so many indie RPGs that are specifically inspired by Undertale or by Earthbound, right? But I feel like I feel like just the fact that it's funny and has sprite work like doesn't make it like Earthbound, right? And I feel like people make that kind of generalization a lot with like more lighthearted kind of indie games. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. To me, I feel like I don't really see the connections other than the humor and stuff. But it's like it's not even the same style of humor. It's like they're just both funny games.
Yeah.
But I've always just liked Undertale in general, and it's cool that it came from somebody who loved that series so much and that like inspired him to make it. So
yeah, yeah. I'm glad I played it, and I'm looking forward to playing through Deltarune here pretty soon. And then one other thing I did start. I didn't really get a whole lot of time with it because I decided to sleep the rest of the plane ride. I did start the Sea of Stars new DLC.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, so Sea of Stars, I think it came out in 2023. I love that game. I 100%ed it. I really, really liked it. I played it before I played Chrono Trigger. And then I saw that they had the new DLC expansion that came out this week. And apparently it's really good and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 10 hours long. And I was like, okay, I want to go re-experience Sea of Stars post Chrono Trigger to see if I can draw any of the inspirations they may have had from that game. Because when I play, like I said, I played Sea of Stars before I played Chrono Trigger. So in hindsight, I can see some of the story inspirations and the gameplay inspirations, but I want to play this DLC and see if I can spot any more having played Chrono Trigger. So
nice. Yeah, I'd like to go back and finish Sea of Stars one day. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it wasn't honestly much. I only probably played the first couple of hours. So, but I have it on Switch, so I'd like to get back to it. I don't know if I ever updated my game, so I might still be able to visit Gerard the Completionist, which is fun.
I have a screenshot of him, but he is not. I don't think I can't remember if they changed the sprite or they just changed the name, but he is gone now.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bozo. What have I been playing? Not much. I haven't been in a video game mood, really, actually. Just nothing's really been clicking. I beat Oblivion, had an amazing time. I played a little bit of Clair Obscur. But just haven't been in much of a video game mood. Kind of been taking a break. The only thing I played a little bit was this week. I played about 2 hours of Dr. Slump, which is a Japanese exclusive PS1 game based off of the Akira Toriyama manga. It's very fun, very cute, has great music, great awesome art style on the PS1. It holds up visually very well. It's very kind of like Mega Man Legends-y. Not super cel shaded, but just kind of like the flat palette kind of art style. It's really cool, and it's weird. It's kind of boring, but in a good way. It's almost like I know you're not much of an anime guy, Zach, but Tyler, think of if you played a slice of life anime. That's kind of what the game feels like. You're kind of just running around town talking to people, doing little fetch quests, hey, go talk to this person, tell them about that, go bring this thing to that person, and then there's interstitial action stages kind of mixed in there. But the majority of the game is not these platformer action stages. It's kind of just running around town talking to people. So it is admittedly kind of boring, but it's kind of like a cozy boring, almost like an Animal Crossing boring, where it's you're kind of hanging out. And sometimes I like that kind of chill, more laid back experience. There's not really any high stakes. You're just kind of vibing in a nice, relaxing world. So I'm digging it. Probably gonna see it to the end. From what I looked up online, it's maybe 5 to 7 hours, so it's a short game. I thought it'd be cool to get an import of this game. Pretty expensive. It's like $100 game.
Wow.
Yeah. So because I kind of just assumed a Japanese PlayStation 1 game is going to be cheap, because who's going to play that probably. But Dr. Slump has his fans. Probably helps that it's Akira Toriyama based as well. So
yep.
People.
I wonder if that price jumped up too after he passed.
Definitely possible. I haven't looked into it. And who knows? It could be an internet thing where it's I don't know, maybe someone posted about this on Twitter or something and it blew up randomly. I feel like this has been happening more and more lately. Just Twitter.
Thanks, Metal Jesus.
Yeah, let's just blame Metal Jesus. It's fine. So, but thinking about it, we got Pink Gorilla in Las Vegas now. Actually, probably the perfect store to go to see if I want to find that game locally, since they focus on imports. So
jealous, dude.
I won again, which you guys will see in my pickups. But yeah, great store. Cool to have even more video game variety out here in Las Vegas. We just keep getting more and more stuff. So I'm super into it. It's becoming a really good city for this hobby. So not good for my wallet, but good for my my mental health.
Just go gamble and you'll get all the money back and you can buy more games.
Yeah, it's easy. It's fine.
Yeah, be like me. I went to Vegas and I left Vegas winning $700.
Yeah, exactly. That was so crazy. He FaceTimed me and he left after my wedding. He was like, dude. And then he bought Klonoa or some whack shit.
I was in the airport, just chilling. I was like, you know what? This guy gave me $100 to play on a slot machine. I'm gonna do it. Did it, won $700, and I was like, all right. Did that in 5 minutes, and I was like, cash out. Now we're back to waiting.
That's baller. I know something I think about, because I never go to pawn stores, and I'm I bet pawn shops probably have just a good amount of random finds in this town, because people are probably just constantly pawning their stuff to feed their gambling addictions, which is sad. But I'm I could use that to my advantage. I feel like I could probably find some video games in pawn shops if I went and looked, but I just never actually gone to a pawn store. Still haven't been to the famous Pawn Stars pawn store either. I'm still slacking, so I gotta go.
You watch them and you live there and never went is crazy to me. It's probably 10 minutes from your house.
It's about 15 or so minutes. It's not far at all. So, I was also laughing because there was a trading card show in town last weekend, and Chum-Li had a booth there, and I was like, I should go just to meet Chum-Li, just because it'd be really funny to be able to tell that story on the podcast, but I didn't do it.
I met him once at Too Many Games.
Oh, did you?
He went. Yeah. He went when they were big with WATA, I think it was.
Dude, Chum-Li is like a real video game collector, which is kind of cool. Like, he collects CIB, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy and shit. Like, he's actually into it, and I'm like, that's kind of baller. He's a real one.
Yeah.
Nothing like when people are real fucking nerds, just like us. Big old dorks. Pickups. Zach, what games did you pick up in Italy?
The Italy gaming scene was very sad. I found like a couple games where I wanted to go to, but they had like weird hours. I walked to one in Rome. Like went out of my way to get there. Oh.
So you're saying everything has weird hours? I gotta ask, what are the hours?
Like a lot of places
got weird hours. These places.
So restaurants are made. A lot of the restaurants are just open during like eating times. So it's like 11:30 to 2, and then they open it again at like 7 to 10 or whatever. So you got to be there like during the eating times. But then a lot of stores they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we open at 3:30 and we close at 7." It's like I don't even understand what I'm supposed to find this small gap in my day to go to your store. How do you make a living here? But yeah, this one game store we went to in Rome. We walked to this neighborhood outside of Rome, like a 30-minute walk, and I was like, "This like the one thing." Like we saw all like the touristy stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna go to a freaking game store. And I walked over there, and of course they didn't have any hours posted online, and of course they weren't answering the phone, but they weren't answering the phone, and no one was answering the phone, so I thought it was like everyone else. Turns out they were just closed. So that was sad. But the one pickup I did get through good old American Amazon.
Hell yeah.
I ordered Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Nice.
I got the Switch version. I got the Switch version because I had the other two Capcom Fighting Collections on the Switch. So I just wanted the box copy. Maybe I'll play the PlayStation version down the line on a sale or something, but I'm really excited to play some Power Stone.
Dude, I am hoping and praying that this collection just tanks a bunch of Dreamcast game prices. Because this collection is like all Dreamcast games, so I'm like, please. Yep. I'm like, make Power Stone and Project Justice and all these weird ones dirt cheap for me.
All right, can y'all name the 8 games on the collection?
Power Stone. Power Stone 2. Project Justice. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Capcom vs. SNK.
Yeah, SNK. It says Capcom vs. SNK Pro. I don't know if that's the same thing or not.
Trying to think what else is on there. Do you know, Tyler?
No.
I don't think there's any Fatal Fury, no, because it would all be Capcom related stuff.
Capcom SNK 2.
Oh, is that on there too? Okay. Interesting.
Then you have two bespoke ones.
Bespoke ones. I don't know. Hit me. What are they?
Capcom Fighting Evolution.
Oh.
And then Plasma Sword.
Oh, okay. That's also a Dreamcast game. So it's like, please, let this just ruin the Dreamcast market. I don't care if these games are valuable. I just want to own them. So make them all dirt cheap.
Are we ever gonna get Tatsunoko versus Capcom off of the Wii?
I don't know. I feel like that's such a niche one, but people love that game. Like, people really love that game.
I hope they keep making collections of all their old games.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, the fact that you can play the Power Stone games online is super cool. I think that's amazing, actually. So, I need to pick that up. I do not have it. I'll get it for PS4 because I have the other collections on PS4. And when I buy third-party stuff, I just always get Sony. That's just what I prefer. So.
Are they still not making PS5 versions for these games? They're specifically PS4?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? I mean...
No, it doesn't matter. It's just odd that they don't put it in a PS5 box. Like, it came out 5 years ago.
I think it's just because they figure it can reach more people just being on one platform, and it doesn't matter. Like, they don't have to make another SKU, and it runs on both systems. So, logistically, it probably makes sense, because they're like, we'll sell just as much of it, and we don't have to have a second SKU that takes up shelf space. So... Like, I thought it was funny when they released the Cowabunga collection for TMNT on PS5 and PS4. I'm like, what's the difference? It's definitely the same game. It's a bunch of arcade and Super Nintendo and Genesis games.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
But I do love PS5 box art. The blue boxes with the white banners go hard. I'm a big fan of those.
Yep.
I moved mine. Now they're all up there.
You can't see it. Sorry.
Well, you guys can. So
true, but the audience can't. So
they used to be all PS3. Well, I'm still gonna do that PS3 shit, but yeah.
You'll have to do a game room tour soon, Tyler.
Eventually.
One day. When you upload
That's why
a video
there's a new
again.
shelf right there. That shelf was never there.
That is new. You're right.
Yep.
Expanding. Tyler,
I had that shelf in a box for like forever.
You got any video game pickups to show off?
I do. So I'll start off here. I was at GameStop, went to pay off my Switch 2, and there was a old gentleman there trading in some retro stuff.
Hell yeah.
And there was some stuff that GameStop didn't take. Mind you, he traded in like a couple of complete in-box NES games, an NES, a Game Boy, and some other stuff. He got like $45. And I was like, damn, I would have gave you a little more if you wanted.
Did you buy it all?
No, because he already traded it. And then when he was walking out with the box of these,
ooh,
I was like, hey, what you still got, you know? And then he was just like, oh, just these. And I was just like, okay. I was like, you got a price in mind? Or now they're not high quality titles, I'm telling you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, I don't know, cheap. Give me $10. And then I was thinking $10 too. I was like, all right, here. It's really not
Getting
that
a stack
great,
of any NES games for $10 though in 2025 is kind of neat. So
we got Hoops. We got Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
We got Pinball.
All right.
We got Baseball.
Oh my god.
We got. It's funny because in Texas I got the box and manual for this, and now it's complete Techno NBA basketball.
That's kind of cool.
So that kind of worked out. We got 10-yard fight.
Oh, classic.
And then we got Wood and Water Race.
Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I was like, yeah, screw it. Got all that.
I mean, I'm sure that's worth way more than $10. So.
Yeah, probably.
Even if it's like NES filler, that's still pretty neat. How exciting.
And then here. Okay, so some places were having deals on PS5 games, like GameStop mainly. But I'm gonna start with this one. No, I'm gonna start with. Yeah, fuck it. So on Woot.com, I seen somebody post on a Facebook group that they got this for $20. Farmagia, I don't know.
Looks like the Fairy Tale artist.
It's like a creature collecting farming game.
Ah.
So I don't know, but it looked cool, and it's the big box, comes with art book, all that stuff. $20, why not?
Yeah.
And then
Woot has some killer deals. If you guys don't check Woot regularly, would recommend for modern stuff, dirt cheap. Honestly, it's pretty cool.
And then I figured, seeing Wario 64 post this, that was like $15, and I was like, why not? It's a Natsume game. We got real fishing.
Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, it's like an
my god,
anime
the shrink wrap was working overtime. You couldn't see fucking any piece of that cover.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. So
You just looked like you were holding up a reflective piece of cardboard. That was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's good enough.
So real fishing, picked that up. Now GameStop, they had some like $15 and like $10 games or whatever. So this one was up for pre-owned, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna gamble it, because you never know buying pre-owned off of GameStop. But True. It was like $13 pre-owned, and that's Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 on the PS5.
That's awesome.
Has everything in it. It's all complete. I was happy.
Casually get 200 hours worth of video game for $13.
But then before that arrived, the new copies went back up. So I was just like, shit. I was like, do I buy a new copy and just hope for the best? And well, so
God damn it.
So you're gonna hook your boy up or what?
One of these is Patrick's. This is available. So, yeah, one came sealed. This one's like actually brand new. Except now I have a piece of the seal on my fingers. So it probably ripped somewhere. I don't know.
There goes your WATA 9.88++.
Damn it! And then this one came like GameStop new, like
nice
thing. But everything's in them, so I was like, all right, I'm happy with it.
Who cares?
So yeah, I got 3 Trails of Cold Steel, 3 and 4s. Well, one's Patrick, one's mine, and the others is who knows.
I was gonna say I'll buy it off of you unless Zach wants it.
I already have too many games I've purchased in the last week that have not arrived yet.
That's valid. So. Sick. Tyler, I'll Apple Pay you later.
Sounds good.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so that's all I got.
Nice. All right, so for me, like I said, I went back to Pink Gorilla the other week. I got 2 more games for the Dreamcast set. So we got Spec Ops 2 Omega Squad. It looks like a fake game. It's super, just the weirdest, ugliest artwork. Look real.
Jonathan, we got an FPS up in here.
Exactly. And then we got Championship Surfer. This is a JRPG. That'd be awesome.
It's a racing RPG.
God, I wish that'd be awesome.
We need to find like a racing RPG. We need to play that.
Isn't KoroQ a racing RPG?
I think so.
Yeah.
That Atlas PS2 game, right? Yeah.
See, we're fucking nerds. Who just knows about KoroQ? All right, so next up, I got Halo 3. It has a big Microsoft employee purchase sticker. I actually kind of like these. When I went to buy this game, when I was at Pink Gorilla, they were like, "Let me find you a better copy," and I was like, "No need. I'll take the big ugly sticker. I love stupid shit." And the lady's like, "All right, if you want it." So I got my big ugly sticker on it.
No need.
You're fine. You're fine, madam. And then I also got NHL 2003, just because it was only $5, and I'm taking my time, but I still want to get all the GameCube games back eventually. So next up, shout out to good friend of the show, Mr. Bird Dog Gaming, Christian. He sold me some of his GameCube extras for a nice friendly discount. So we got Monster House.
We're good.
We got NBA Live 2005. We got Backyard Football. We got EA Sports Tiger Woods PGA 2003. And we got Sims Bustin' Out. So, nice little stack of GameCube added back to the shelf. And I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, so only mainline Halo game I'm missing now, or the 2, is Halo Anniversary Edition, the remaster of Halo 1 on 360, and Halo Infinite for the Xbox Series. So I'd like to get those eventually just to have all the Halo games. It'd be cool, because it's like, that's the Microsoft franchise, and the fact that you can order all those games complete in box for pretty cheap is nice. Most expensive game is actually Halo Infinite, so just because I think most people didn't buy it because it was on Game Pass, so I don't think they made a lot of physical copies for it. I feel like I haven't seen it much at all, honestly. They had it at Pink Gorilla for $25, but that just wasn't the day that I wanted to spend $25 on Halo Infinite.
PS5. I'll buy a PS5.
I was just about to say, are we going to see Halo on the PS5 by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, I feel like they're going to stretch it out a bit, right? Like, we're getting Gears, and I feel like they're not trying to blow their whole load at once, right? Like, I think we're going to get Starfield maybe by the end of the year, actually. But I think Halo is going to be a bit further out. And I just wonder if they're going to do Master Chief Collection, or if they're going to just, like, do individual games and totally fuck everyone over money-wise.
I feel like we're getting Master Chief Collection, and I feel like we're going to get it at Summer Games Fest.
That'd be cool.
Well, like not get it, but they're going to, like, announce that it's coming to PlayStation.
Would you pay $100 for Master Chief Collection on PS5?
No.
No?
No. But
$100?
Tyler, you got me thinking now. What if it shadow drops on the Switch 2 at Summer Games Fest? Because that's like the weekend the Switch 2 comes out.
That would be pretty cool.
Wait, that's in 2 weeks? Summer Games Fest?
Pretty sure it's like,
I thought it was like
soon.
More like into June. Damn.
The only reason I bring up $100 for Halo Master Chief Collection is because I feel like everyone's raising the price of their games, and I can see that being the perfect opportunity for at Microsoft to be like, you get like 7 or 6 games in this collection.
The one thing I hate is, like, me personally, like, it's cool seeing these Xbox games come to PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I hate that they're all digital only, because, like, I want to own a physical copy just because it's cool. Like, you know, I own a physical Forza Horizon on freaking PS5, but nope, they don't have that.
Indiana Jones has a disc, but I think it's just, gives you a download. So.
Yeah.
Avowed technically a physical.
Avowed didn't even get a physical for the Xbox.
No, it just got an empty steelbook.
It got an empty steelbook for $100 before you could get the digital version.
That was very depressing.
So, yeah, because I wanted to buy that game, like, legitimately. I just played through Game Pass instead.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's another one I keep forgetting. I'm sure that'll come to PlayStation as well at some point. I definitely want to check out Avowed.
Yep, it's fun.
Seems like a good time. Yeah, shout out to speaking of price of games, shout out to Borderlands 4. If you want it, you will find a way to afford it, per Randy Fitchford.
Oh, Randy.
Man.
Oh, Randy.
That was one of the wildest, I think, headlines I ever read for anything ever. So, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Randy Pitchford, well-known good guy.
Tyler, I think it's time for some Mario 64 trivia before we get into Mario 64.
All right. So, standings right now for trivia. We got Craig with 6 points, Zach with 3.5.
Killing the game.
Hopefully Zach can catch up with some Mario 64, but little does he know, it's not much about the gameplay stuff. So, here we go.
Yeah, you're about to look like a fake fucking fan, Zach.
First question. How long did it take to develop Mario 64?
1 year.
2 years.
Are we going to go with who gets closest? Yeah, probably who gets closest.
3 years.
Craig, it's 3 years.
Sick.
All right, speaking of right, Craig.
That's the Majora's Mask. That was one that was like a year.
Yeah, it's a very short turnaround.
When did Mario 64 release? Just give me like months.
September 1996. In America.
Are you like confident on that? Because if so, you're wrong.
Yeah.
At least
really?
Yeah. You were so confident. I was like, damn, is my answer wrong?
So give the point to Zach, all right? And I'll tell you why. Because I'm on the Wikipedia page for Mario 64 already. I had it open, so I already had the date in front of me. And it is September of 1996.
Then what?
For North America.
Oh, I see why I messed up.
You're looking at the Japanese release date?
No, but the Japanese release date was actually going to be the bonus question. But now that Craig's kind of looking at it, I don't really want to get
I had it open in case I needed to quick reference something.
So I read what I read wrong, and it was the Europe and Australia that I was looking at. Yeah, but I was like,
right? For what it's worth, I'm out of the Wikipedia article now. So.
Okay. Well, do you memorize what the Japan date was?
No.
All right. When did it come out in Japan?
June 30th, 1996.
It was June 1996.
There you go.
So
I also opened it to fact check after Tyler said no to September.
so
I saw
probably shouldn't give any points for that one.
All right, nobody's getting bonus points, but Zach got the main one. Okay. Whoever gets the closest. How many different enemy types are in Mario 64?
Ooh. Ballpark? Probably like...
I'm gonna say 64. I'm gonna say 64.
No, I think there's like 10. There's not that many.
I'm saying 64. I'm confident in Shigeru. Get variety in this game.
Tyler?
Craig, you're saying 10?
Yeah. There's not that many.
All right. There's 56.
Really?
56 different kinds of enemies, yeah.
I feel like all you see are fucking Goombas.
Only Goombas and Bob on Battlefield.
That's as far as I got.
And the Bowser areas, I guess.
All right. Let's go into Zach.
I watched a 2-hour video once about the movement of Goombas in Mario 64. Because you guys were wondering how interesting my life is.
That's why he thought there were only Goombas. He spent 2 hours
pretty much
documenting. Okay. Now this one's kind of like a rough ballpark, but this is like the number I got the most when looking it up on different resources.
Mm-hmm.
How many people did it take to develop Mario 64? How many people were on the development team?
64.
It's a pretty small team, I think. I think it's like 30-ish.
27.
Oh, okay.
27 roughly.
Take that, Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
All right. And last question. What was the first significant glitch discovered in Mario 64?
I hope it's the backwards long jump.
I hope it's BLJ.
Wait, Zach, what did you say?
BLJ, but backwards long jump, but he said...
Who said it first? I wasn't really paying attention.
I mean, we kind
of said it at the same time.
Ah, shit.
It's like the glitch in the game.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Just each a half point.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because then you would be equal, but then we're going to have Craig at a half. Fuck it.
Why would it be a half point? We were right.
Well, that's what Zach said.
Each get half point.
No, we each get a point. Why would that be half point? We were both. I'm not splitting my earnings with you. We were both right.
Right, we both earned that. You're right.
I'm trying to think if I can think of a quick follow-up question to make you guys.
L is real.
Oh, I got this.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's Googling.
Yeah, I don't even know. All right. For you guys to figure out who gets the point, what was the release date for E.T.? The movie.
72.
I'm gonna price right your ass since they're 73.
It's 82.
Fucking asshole. Fine.
I've never been more sad to be right about something. Fuck that movie. Fuck that extraterrestrial.
Ugly as fuck.
So we're at 1, 2, 3.
It's like 6.5 for me.
Yeah, how we looking?
Yeah, because Zach.
It's a complicated
6.5.
You asked really 4 questions. How hard can it be to add up?
Shut up! It's 2 a.m.
You guys ever see that photo of Joe Biden with a 2-piece puzzle and it's like, you take a crack at it, wise guy? That's Tyler's level of brain power right now.
Craig got 8, Zach got 6.5. I had it typed out, I just couldn't say it.
This is bullshit.
It's alright. Craig will probably come back next episode when it's probably gonna be like the Intellivision or some shit.
Oh, hell yeah. I know all about the Intellivision.
No, give me some Sacred Stones trivia next time.
That's episode 33, son. You gotta try to keep in the standing until then.
I guess I stay alive for a couple weeks.
What's gonna happen? Are you in danger? Blink twice. Blink twice.
Far away.
Oh my god.
Ask for pepperoni if you're in danger. Yeah, I want pepperoni on it.
Alright, guys. Topic of the show, Super Mario 64. We decided to let Mr. Zach Daily Beating lead the conversation on this one. This is his baby. Zach, take it away.
My baby, but it is a perfect video game with no problems, and I will be the first to admit that. So I first played this game on my older sister's N64, and all I would do was just go down the slide, the first secret slide. When she showed me, you jump through the little window in that top floor of the first gallery of the castle. And I would just do the slide over and over again. And then eventually I figured out you can get the 20-second star if you do it fast enough. And then I was like, wow, well, is there another one? So I kept trying to get a faster and faster one. Never got a faster one. But yeah, I played this game as a youngin'. And then when I really got into Mario 64 was actually on the DS version. That is the version that I first completed. And then I went back and played the 64 again after completing the DS version. Have either of y'all, I guess Tyler has it because Tyler just played the N64. Craig, have you played the DS version of Mario 64 before?
Yes, I have, but not super extensively. When I was a child, for my birthday, I got one of those weird Costco blister pack bundles where it was like you got a DS and there was like a couple of games, and the games that came with was Mario 64 DS and Nintendo's Chihuahua version. So I definitely favored Nintendo's Chihuahua version, but I did play a lot of Mario 64 DS, and mostly though I remember playing a lot of the mini games on there. So, but I
Dude, that one, like the Wanted mini game, I loved that one.
Oh yeah, where you have to search for them. It's a great time. But yeah, Mario 64 has on DS great mini games. But most of my experience with playing actual Mario 64 is the N64 version.
When did you first play it, and did you play it on an N64 first?
Yes, so I grew up an N64 kid, but I never owned Mario 64. My cousin owned it, so all of my experience playing Mario 64...
Pilot Wings family? A Pilot Wings launch family?
No, my dad got it closer to the Ocarina of Time launch, actually, because he was a huge Zelda fan. Yeah, I played Mario 64 at my cousin's house. I would go over there and I would obsessively, like, I'd be excited to go to my cousin's house for, like, random birthdays, holidays, or whatever, because she had an N64 with Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, and Yoshi's Story. 3 games I had loved, but we never owned. So I'd be so stoked to go over there and play those games, and my cousin was nice enough. She never deleted my save file from Mario 64, so every time I would go over, I would play off of the same save file that was mine. But I would mostly just replay Bomb Battlefield over and over again, because I thought that King Bomb was really cool, and I just liked fighting him over and over and over again. I, like, hyper-fixated on that character as a child for some reason.
Good character.
Yeah, he's excellent. And I had a great time with it. It's like, I have such fond memories of, like, looking forward to going to my cousins to play Mario 64. And it wasn't until the 3D All-Stars version for Switch came out, actually, that I played through it fully for the first time. So, and I've still never done, like, a 120-star run, but I have beaten it twice, you know, rolled credits, whatever you want to say, twice now. Once on the 3D All-Stars version, and then to prep for this show, I replayed it again, but I played a 3DS fan port, which was phenomenal. Highly, highly recommend playing the 3DS version.
Nice. And I do want to amend a statement. I said you reminded me of something. I didn't just cut on the slides when I was a kid. I also played on the start menu where you stretch his face around.
Yes, definitely.
And let it go.
Yeah, I would do that forever. And it's funny because you mentioned the slide thing. I remember, too, my cousin showing me that secret, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then I would just jump into everything, being like, is there a secret here? Is there a secret here? I'll jump into every wall, every painting that had, like, a different version. I would just try to find, like, every secret that I could after that, and there's not that many secrets, so it was mostly a waste of time, but the wonder was there as a child. Like, I definitely, stayed fascinated.
The wonder of exploring that castle was, like, really, really incredible as a kid, because you just didn't know what was hiding behind any random wall or corner. And then there's one level, Shifting Sandland. It's just a wall with no painting that you just jump into. It's like, well, then you're like, okay, well, now which walls can I jump into that aren't paintings? And it just kind of
yes, the sense of wonder is incredible, and it's like the term didn't exist yet, but like in today's terms, it's like you could look at Mario 64 almost like a liminal space, right? It's just like so weird and mysterious and like cozy but off-putting at the same time. It's very mystical being inside of Peach's castle, which sounds dramatic, but it really does feel that way to me.
Tyler, did you play the N64 version, or did you play through the Switch? What'd you do?
I played it on the Switch. I wasn't going to play the N64 version. Well, I was going to play the N64 version on NSO, but then for some reason it was like giving me a bunch of frame rate issues. I don't know why, so I didn't do that. Yeah, it was weird, because usually it didn't do that to me. I don't know if it was just on my end or what. But so then I was like, screw it, I'm just going to play the All-Stars version, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
Played through that.
So have you ever played the game with an N64 controller?
Yes. I played it, like, I originally played Mario 64 on the N64, but I would only get, like, the first, second area. Like, I would never get to the third floor area and all that. So I never experienced Tick-Tock Clock. Spoiler, still never experienced Tick-Tock Clock. Never played that level. But yeah, so like I would always go back and like play Bomb Battlefield, all that type of stuff. the first few levels, so like I know those pretty much. But yeah, and I feel like I definitely prefer. This could just be nostalgia, but I definitely prefer playing it with an N64 controller. I don't know. I just felt like a little different on the Switch
Like,
sometimes.
Well, it
Like,
was designed for it, right?
It feels so good
yeah,
with it. Just like the
Yeah.
trigger, the Z button with the long jump feels really good to pull that button. And the analog. I had a little trouble going back to it because I got used to 3D All Stars. Even if I was using like the right stick, for the camera rather than the C buttons. Um, but like the analog stick on the N64, my thumb was slipping off a little bit when I was replaying it recently. I still think it's my preferred way to play is the N64 controller. It just feels right. Um, One thing people complain about the camera. How do y'all feel about the camera? I feel like the camera is fine in like half the levels, and then like another half levels, the camera's kind of a pain in the ass.
totally agree. There's sometimes where you're trying to turn that dang thing because you can't see something and it's just not going your way, and then you kind of just got to figure it out. But other times, especially with the levels like more open, it's really not much of a big deal.
If it's open, it's more just like you're setting a camera and you're running around. You're not really controlling the camera that much. But...
I love that they tried to explain it to people that it was a cameraman floating around. They're like, you're not going to understand the concept of a 3D space, so let's make it a person.
And they also the way they did that was I'm pretty sure the X camera is inverted because you're pressing the direction that Lakitu goes. So you press right, he goes right, which pushes your camera left. Push left, he goes left, which pushes your camera right.
Very
so it's like inverting your understanding of. I don't think they do that anymore. The X axis. I think it's just the direction you push is the way you look now. So they broke some people's brains and then stopped doing that to them after that game.
I can't think of a specific moment actually where I felt like the camera betrayed me in Mario 64. I feel like it's pretty smart when it knows where you're trying to look and what you're trying to do. I think they assumed the way that people were going to play this game and made the camera automatically follow the most likely direction that you're going to go and the most likely direction you're headed. The only time I feel like it betrayed me is I forget the name of the level. One of the last levels though is the stupid carpet ride one in the sky with the boats and the
Rainbow Ride.
Is that Rainbow Ride? Yeah, that level sucks butt. And that is the one stage where the camera betrayed me a couple of times. So
I always have trouble in TikTok clock. I feel like I'll be towards the top and like I'm trying to turn the camera and it's like turning into the wall. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just take a jump here and hope I'm looking at something the right way. But
yeah, because I wonder if the camera acts that way because I wonder if the game treats it as a 3D model, right? Like I wonder if it treats
getting hit. Yeah.
So
the collision on the.
So you know what? It's more immersive. It's realistic. It's fine.
Yeah. The whole time I was just running around with Lakitu behind it for some reason.
Man, it's following me. Help!
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I played so many older 3D games that I'm just used to jank cameras, and it's like I don't think about it almost ever. Like very rarely am I like, oh, the camera in this game sucks. I can't stand this. I almost never have that feeling because I feel like they're all at least tolerable for the most part. Like there's good ones and then there's tolerable ones, and some of the tolerable ones would probably fall into the bad category for a majority of people. But I'm just so desensitized to their jank since it's what I grew up with, and I find myself going back to that well of games very often in my adulthood as well.
I'm pretty sympathetic to Mario 64 in particular, just because I have been playing it my whole life. A lot of people who come to the game experience it for the first time as an adult, who are more used to more free-flowing cameras in modern games. It does bother them a little bit more. I kind of fight through some of that jank for the most part because I'm just used to it, but I can see why people do have that issue. And I will admit, if they did just remake it with like a Odyssey camera system, it would play better. I mean, it just would if you had a dual stick.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be disgusting if they remade this game. I would riot.
You wouldn't like it if they remade this game?
No. I live for the fucking whack ass Mario model in this game.
Oh, no, I love what he looks like. Yeah, and a spoiler for Super Mario Odyssey. But the moment I could play as Mario 64 Mario, that's all I played as.
No, literally if they remastered this game or remade it, literally the only thing I would want them to do is make it widescreen. Everything else, don't fucking touch it.
Is 3D All Stars widescreen?
Mm-mm. Just has black bars.
It's lame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm every company's favorite customer when it comes to remakes, remasters. If they remake my favorite game, I will buy it. I will experience it again in a new way. But I do like what Mario 64 looks like. It has a very timeless look, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I think for being the first 3D platformer to like really go for it with a camera like that, it kind of nailed it in one. I mean, the way the game plays, and thinking like there was obviously 3D games before Mario 64, but like there wasn't. I feel like they laid a lot of groundwork.
No, yeah, because it's like you think about Crash Bandicoot, it's much more linear, right?
Yep.
So different style.
Yep. But what were some of y'all's? Let's go, Tyler. Do you have a particular star that you like really enjoyed getting? A favorite star?
A particular star. Oh man.
Like I've already mentioned, I'm partial to the opening slide. I love the opening slide, but that's a pretty generic pick. I feel like everyone likes the opening slide.
Go to Craig. Let me think. Go to Craig.
Yeah.
Like I said, very, very keen on King Bomb. I think that's just a very fun, goofy little easy first boss fight. I think that's a great time. One I actually really enjoy, is the and mostly because it's extraordinarily frustrating actually, but it's so satisfying when you get it, is that weird floating block in Dire Docks that you have to like shoot yourself perfectly to land onto this stalactite to like move around and jump off of to get to.
That was pissing me off.
Yeah, it sucks and it's annoying, but you feel like a fucking god when you finally get it. So I always think about that one. I like the carousel in Big Boo's Haunt. I always thought that was a fun one. Honestly, just in general, if I had to pick like a favorite stage where I think all the stars are enjoyable, probably just Big Boo's Haunt. I love that stage. I like how
the eyes. Huh? They get all running around the eyeballs and they get all dizzy.
I love the extremely almost unfair and impossible if you don't know the game's deeper mechanics star on that stage, where you have to get to the very, very top of the building. Like you have to kill that Boo up there, and then you have to jump on the star at the top of the building, but you have to like long jump onto the side of the roof that can like easily make you slide down and then jump your way again to get to the top. It's like kind of a bullshit star, but again, I kind of like the absurdly challenging ones that are satisfying when you pull them off. And I think that the star at the top of Big Boo's Haunt is a very memorable one because it feels like you're cheesing the game. Like it seems out of the game's normal design philosophy of how you would get a star. It's like you have to take a risky jump that you could barely make to another risky jump that you probably will fall and slide down and have to climb your way all the way back up. But when you land it just right, you're like, it feels good. It's very rewarding in that way.
But I didn't do that one. I'm gonna have to try to do it.
I find myself sometimes trying to do like strats that I like remember a speedrunner doing, and my brain tells me that that's how you're supposed to do it. I just can't. Like the one that always there's the one in Thwomp's Fortress where I think you have to like get the owl to fall down into the little like.
Dude, that shit just don't work. I hate that stuff.
Yeah, there's one where you have to like the speedrunners like do like a jump and like they wall kick off of it and like land in it backwards, and I'm like part of my brain's like, oh, this is just how you're supposed to do it. So like, you go for that. I'm like, wait a second, I'm not supposed to do it like this.
Actually, like speaking of that star, that owl one, that is an example when the camera angle sucks ass because like just going
that
over
was a pain, yeah.
Down, like. I kept fucking falling.
Yeah, I felt like no matter where I jump on that one, it's like Mario's position just shifts when I let go of the owl, so I can never get it right. It's like his something about his model, it just totally shifts one way or the other, and I can never. It takes me a million tries to get that star every time.
Favorite bosses is the big Thwomp on Thwomp's Fortress.
That one's fun too.
When I learned that if you jump and time the ground pound. It's like if he's in front of you and you jump into the ground pound as he's coming, you'll like clip through him and ground pound on top of him
It's
like
awesome.
instantly. And that's very satisfying to do that because it's also really quick. You can just get 3 hits on him really fast.
Speaking of quick, how about Koopa the Quick, bro?
Dude, Koopa the Quick. He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
That was cool when you got to race him again. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Koopa the Quick is always. I like that they even. I like Koopa the Quick levels, and they brought that forward to Sunshine with what's his face, like the little runner guy with the Pianta head on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's a lot harder. Koopa the Quick's kind of a chump most of the time. You can beat him pretty easy.
Kind of a chump.
But especially on Bob-omb Battlefield, you just do the teleport and you just skip like 20 seconds of the race.
I love the Koopa the Quick ones because especially that one. It's like you just have to wait for like 30 seconds. He's so far behind.
And you're just standing there running around in circles, climbing the flag.
And he's like, "Wow, that was incredible."
Yeah.
You're like, "Thanks, I used dark magic to get here before you."
Oh man. Let's see. So from favorite stars, do you have a particular favorite world? No Bob-omb Battlefields.
No Bob-omb. Yeah, it's the easy pick. Yeah, like I said, Big Boo's Haunt I really enjoy. I do love Dire Dire Docks actually as well. The music kind of carries that one a lot. It's just some of the best video game music ever. And I like.
I wanted to have that song played at my wedding, and I was rejected.
Ah, that's a shame. I also just love the goofy ass eel in Dire Dire Docks. He's great. He's so stupid and funny looking. But yeah, in terms of like when I play Mario 64, probably the only 2 stages both times where I got every star was Dire Dire Docks and Big Boo's Haunt. So statistically, I must enjoy those levels, right?
Tyler, do you have a favorite?
If I had to go with a favorite, I mean, the Boo one was cool, but I'm not gonna say that one because Craig said that, and also I didn't get all the stars in it, so I'm not gonna fully vouch on that one. I just always like haunted levels, I guess, in games. I did really enjoy the what's it called? The big small thing. What do you call it?
Tiny Huge Island.
Yeah, that thing was pretty cool. I like the fact that like you go through the warp pipe, then you're huge in the area. You go through the warp pipe again, then you're tiny in the area. I just thought that was kind of cool.
Whichever side of the painting you go in, you join in as the big Mario or the little Mario.
Yeah, smart.
There's a couple levels that do that. I think it's Wet Dry World. It's however high in the painting you jump in, that's how high the water starts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that how it works, dude?
Yeah, it depends on the level you land in the painting.
I was like, why is the first time I went here the water was low and now it just keeps on like being like mid tier? I was like, what's going on?
That's funny.
Yeah, and then
okay.
Tiny Huge Island, if you go in the small painting you're big, if you go in the big painting you're little. And then the other one which you didn't do was a TikTok clock. The speed of the clocks in there depends on what time. Like if you go in at noon, I think the clocks are stopped, and then 6 they're fast. I can't remember the exact, but the different times of the clock.
Yeah, each corridor is like a different speed or something like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Pretty
one
cool.
level I'm partial to is Lethal Lava Land, just to get the
you're right.
Just to get the shell and fly
I do love
right
Lethal
around.
Lava Land. Lethal Lava Land is very fun.
Yep.
Doesn't
make any sense.
I love kicking the bullies.
Yeah, kicking the bullies is pretty fun.
When I discovered you could go into the volcano, that blew my mind as a child. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yep. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. What is the most bullshit thing that happened to you in a recent playthrough of Mario 64?
Tyler, fresh off your mind. What sucked?
The game's got some jank. Do you have a particular moment that really just pissed you off?
I don't know if it's probably just a skill issue, but bro, that fucking penguin race. I don't know why I was so I kept falling off, dude, and I was getting so mad. You could, dude, Jonathan could vouch because he was in a party chat on PlayStation while I was freaking playing this game, and man, I kept falling off, and I was like, son of a... Yeah, I was that mad.
That one's funny because if you use the shortcut and you go through the wall, He's like, "Oh, no
Yeah,
shortcuts."
doesn't he? Yeah.
Oh,
You
really?
can't do that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
he's
funny.
like, "Yeah, you can't do that."
Yeah,
He
that
calls
was
you
getting
out.
me mad. What else?
A moment that got me in my most recent playthrough, because I completely forgot about this mechanic and it did piss me off. I was doing Tall Tall Mountain, and the monkey got my hat, and I was like, "Ah, monkey got my hat! Look at Mario's hair, it's so cute." And you take double damage if you don't have a hat.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, so I was like, "Okay, well I
I was
died."
getting effed up by Bowser. I
Yeah.
didn't have that.
So, so exactly.
You always
So,
taking like half my health.
so you die, and you're like, "Okay, well clearly I'll just respawn with my hat." And then I realized I still didn't have my hat. I was like, "Okay, well I forgot how to get my hat back," and I was like, "I'm just gonna make myself get a game over." Still no hat. You have to go back to that monkey who took it from you in the level and like get it back.
That's fucked up.
And you can lose it in a couple ways. I think
Yeah,
in Shifting Sandland the bird can take it.
yeah, that's how I lost mine, and I was like, I'm not going back for it. And then you could
Take
also
double
lose it. You could lose it in the that giant snowman level when he like blows you off. It knocks off.
Yep.
Um,
The very very interestingly named Snowman's Land.
yeah.
That stage sucks too. I do not like that stage.
I have all my levels ranked, and that one is in my bottom third.
That sounds
Snowman's
about right.
Land.
Yeah, as
I hate that part.
I believe
You walk
we've
to the
mentioned
top.
it on the show before, but as I always say, second half of that castle's second to third half of that castle kind of booty. Game starts out so
Yep.
strong.
It's very top heavy in levels, and the back half is definitely not the best.
You know,
half.
one stage we haven't talked about much. Shout out to Dry Desert though. Great time. I do like that level a lot actually. That is the level that I had some bullshit in, though, because for some reason, even though I was using the shell to get on top of the 4 pillars, it just was not registering right, and I was not getting my star, and I was getting very annoyed. I thought I was doing something wrong, and I looked up a guide, and I was like, no, it's just not registering. Like, I'm not landing on the pillars right, apparently, and that really pissed me off.
You use the shell to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I just grabbed the flying cap, and
maybe that's the issue. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I don't... Definitely a skill issue on my end. I suck with the flying cap. Like any of the flying cap stuff in this game, I don't even try because the controls for it never click for me. No matter how many times I try, I just don't get how you gain any fucking air with that thing.
You can't gain air with it. You can only maintain air and like get back to where you were.
Yeah, I don't like that very much.
If you lose height, you're done. If you lose height, there's no more getting back.
So it's not just
it took me a couple tries when I had to get the wing cap in that in the Dry Desert, and then that little star you have to like go into the pyramid on like the one side. It's just right there. Yeah, I kept losing altitude, and I was just like, yeah.
But you could just use the shell for that one too. So shell is your best friend.
I didn't even know that.
I'm going to submit a formal correction for any listeners there. The level they're referring to is actually called Shifting Sandland, not Dry Desert.
I don't know why I thought it was Dry Desert.
I just said it because Craig said it. And I don't memorize these stuff.
I don't know. I think Dry Desert just sounds like a Mario 64 level, so that's why I said it.
I mean, there is cool mountain. So
hot lava land.
And tall mountain. So Dry Desert fits that.
And Bob Battlefield.
Yeah.
A lot of double entendre going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And Craig just made up our own level.
Yes. It's in the Mario 64 ROM hack.
Yeah.
Which there are many of.
There are many of them, yes. All right, so I did rank my levels in order, favorite. I'm going to give you there's 15 levels. I'm going to give you them in order, and y'all tell me if like you agree with like where it's at in the list.
Okay.
Or if you disagree.
All right. I think there's like 2 I didn't play, but go ahead.
Okay.
Sure. Should I go from bottom to top or top to bottom?
Do worst to best. I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah. So my least favorite level in the game, I hate it, is Hazy Maze Cave.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Pretty annoying.
It's confusing. I feel like it's confusing.
And it sucks because it's not a skippable level. You kind of had to do it for the metal cap because there's so much that you can't do without it in terms of like the water levels. So.
Yep.
But the most adorable fucking Loch Ness Monster 3D model ever made. so it gets bonus points for that.
Plus yeah. That model has made it. I mean, that was in a. That character has made it through several other games now. Did y'all play Bowser's Fury?
Mm-hmm.
The ending of that with the big plushie.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's funny.
At 14, I have this level mainly because it's the most boring level in the game, Rainbow Ride.
Yeah.
It's like just stand on the carpet and just let it go around slowly for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play that one.
You need to play Rainbow Ride and TikTok Clock just to experience them because I think they're both not good.
You want me to make the game worse?
I think you need to play them at least once.
Yeah, it's part of the Mario 64 experience, for better or for worse.
Where the hell is Rainbow Ride at?
Up the top, same place as
TikTok Clock. Same... Yeah.
Is it the one thing on the side?
Yeah, you have to like kick your way up there.
Okay.
At 13, I have Wet Dry World. No real super strong reason, just kind of like indifferent on it. I just don't. Yeah. I don't really enjoy.
It feels like someone made like a Mario 64 level in Gary's mod.
It does, and I'll say
I know that's very specific, but
it does look like they just threw a bunch of bullshit there.
Yeah,
and just like say have fun.
I felt like they were like, we have all these assets, we don't know what to do with them.
Exactly. I do like going to the secret village there, where some of the stars are, but I can never remember how to get there. So
it's obtuse, yeah.
So I just
there's a secret village in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. There's some of the stars are in another whole separate part of the level that you like have to sneak through the chain tube.
Yeah.
Swim tube. It's I don't remember how to get there, but
yeah, it's extra.
Yeah. 12, I have Snowman's Land.
Yep.
The second snow level.
Shout out to the star there that you could get in like 15 seconds that you just have to go through the ice cake, like the little puzzle that you just like jump twice and you land on the star. It's really goofy.
You can tell some of the endgame stars. There's like I don't know, put a star over there. But
Boss Man wants 120. Figure out where it's gonna go.
Yeah. I do not like it. Pisses me off every time I do it. But the snowman up top, you have to like follow the penguin back and forth. And
that was pissing me off.
He goes slow, fast. He goes back one direction, then he sprints back, and then
he's a fucking asshole.
My impatient ass is not good at things that I gotta wait, dude. And I'll repeatedly fuck up over and over again.
And then they're like, "Oh fuck, we haven't had a boss in a while. Just put one of the bullies here and make it blue."
Make it a blue bully, yeah. At 11, I have TikTok Clock. I think it's a cool idea. I just don't. I get frustrated on it.
It is frustrating, but I actually like the level generally. I think just the setup and the locale is cool. It's definitely not like a favorite level of mine, but I feel like it's a bit of an overhated level, actually.
Sure. Yeah. Entering our third.
Mm-hmm.
In the top 10, we have Tiny Huge Island.
Man, you only got that at number 10?
Number 10, Tiny Huge Island.
I mean, there's a lot of good levels at the beginning, but I don't know. I really like that one.
I like the boss fight with the Wiggler, too, in that one. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wiggler's fun. And it also has a... no, Tall Mountain has a slide. Never mind. Does Tiny Huge Island have a slide, or is it just Tall Mountain? It's Tall Mountain.
I think it's just Tall Mountain.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I have that at number 9. I punished that one because of the monkey who took my hat. Pissed me off.
Yeah, I think I find that stage to just be annoying to navigate, so not one of my favorites.
It is literally just a tall mountain to climb to the top of.
Mm-hmm. So it's like one of the less like fun to replay over and over again.
Did y'all do the cannon star there, where it's like, okay, shoot yourself off to this mushroom in the distance and hope you get the right angle?
No, it's obnoxious. Hate that one.
I luckily got that my first try, and I was really shocked.
That's funny.
I did not.
Yeah, Tall Mountain's one of the levels that I actually I like it one of the least, so it's like I get like maybe 1 or 2 stars, and then I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this anymore.
Yeah. Let's see, at 8, I have Jolly Roger Bay, which is the submarine one.
Oh yeah, that one's okay. It's fine. It's just not as good as the other major water level, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I think the submarine is like a cool set piece. Like Bowser's a submarine for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's cool that it blocks the second Bowser level from you. And he I guess he's like escaping into the submarine, like escapes or something out of the if you go to the water is a big like rectangle hole. I think what happens is he escapes out the moat of the castle. I don't really know what happens there.
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
I can tell you. But that was a funny one with the you hang on the freaking pipes and you have to like wall jump off the pipes as they're moving and jump to the next one. And I remember always getting to the end of that, then like having the angle off right, and I just jump off at a weird angle because the camera's not right, and I just have to start all over.
Classic Mario 64.
7, Craig. I have Big Boo's Haunt.
Too low.
Is it too low?
Too low. Easily a top 5 level. Easily.
7, yes, it's close. 6, I have Shifting Sandland, or as y'all call it, Dry Desert.
It sounds like a Mario 64 level.
It probably is in some version of the game.
It's a Japanese name.
Dry Desert. I want to see if anything comes up.
There you go. Thank you.
It sounds
I know. I'm probably just thinking of it like another game.
At 5, I have, if not for just the music alone, Dire Docks.
Yes, Tyler?
Dry Desert is a course in Mario Kart 8.
Okay, see? I was on to something.
Makes sense. Yep.
So sorry, what was number 5?
Dire Docks.
Okay.
Which is arguably a even more dumb name. What do you mean Dire Docks? The same word twice in a row.
It's fucking deadly, dude.
Yeah.
That eel, he's gonna get you.
And then at 4, I have Cool Mountain, just for throwing the penguin off the edge. Classic Mario 64 moment.
Yeah,
y'all see in the Mario... Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just kidding. That's another one where I think the level's fine. I just find it kind of obnoxious to navigate, so I don't think it's a fun one to play over and over and over again. But
yeah, that's a big nostalgia pick for me. I just like the slide and the throwing the penguin off.
Oh, it's definitely a vibe.
I don't know what I was doing wrong in that level with trying to get the snowman his body. It just wouldn't work for me, and it was pissing me off.
That's funny.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck the star. I don't need the star.
I had a weird glitch that I've never seen before, and it's probably because I was playing a 3DS port of the game. But I had to beat the penguin in the slide race 3 times for it to register, which was very strange. And I'm like, it's probably because I'm playing a port of this game, and it was probably just a hiccup along the way, but I thought that was interesting. I beat him twice, and he was just like, better luck next time. I'm like, I got here first. What do you mean?
You're standing there watching him come down the slide.
It was very strange.
Did y'all see... I did not notice this on my own. It was pointed out to me. But during the Mario Kart World trailer, there's a section where they're showing the penguin from Mario 64 going off of a mountain in a snowy area while Mario 64 music is playing in the background.
That's funny.
I said it was a funny little nod.
I like that. They know.
And then my top 3... Lethal Lava Land at 3. I just like going around the shell, around the level, killing the bullies. The weird log running level on the corner makes no sense.
So weird. So goofy.
So weird.
Like, why is this here?
But why is it here? That's another level that looks like they had like a tool set and they're just like a box, like just putting things in random places. This probably the most infamous star in the whole game, the 8 red coin on the Bowser puzzle, where it's like the puzzles are sliding around, and you just go grab the 8 red coins.
The easiest star, besides the ice block.
The puzzle doesn't even have to line up. You just have to get it doesn't make any sense.
You just walk around it. Yeah, it's just it's goofy.
And then at 2, I have Whomp's Fortress. Just another early level. I'm just really nostalgic for. I like killing the Thwomp top.
Sir. How are you going to tell us our number 1 can't be Bomb on Battlefield when your number 1 is Bomb on Battlefield?
I didn't say your number 1 couldn't be Bomb. I said, but tell me your number 1 that isn't. Tell me your number 1 that isn't. Tell me your number 1 that isn't Bomb on Battlefield, because everyone says Bomb on Battlefield is their favorite, and that's just a boring. I admit it's a boring pick. I just wanted to see a more interesting.
It's just,
so Zach, what's your number 1?
Bomb on Battlefield.
Yeah, it's It's a very iconic, super memorable, debatably one of the best opening stages to a video game ever. So it's valid.
You can there's places to run around and jump. There's cannons to shoot at yourself around. There's the cap to fly around. You can race Koopa the Quick. You can ride a shell up the mountain. You can fight King Bob-omb.
I will say something I do that's probably silly is every time I start Mario 64, the first thing I do is get the star from the Chain Chomp. I don't go fight King Bob-omb. I always do the Chain Chomp first every single time.
That was my first
right one. There. Once you know how to do it, it's hard not to.
Because it's right there. You could see it, so you're like, I need it. I need it right now.
And I think that is the 6th star. That's supposed to be the last one you get.
So which
is kind of
also interesting because it's like almost makes you think they did that on purpose to be like, as you learn the game's mechanics and the moves that they don't tell you about, eventually you'll be like, oh, I could ground pound on this. I think that's the intention, but so much of the game is just like, not common knowledge to everybody at this point that that learning curve isn't really there. People just go into this game knowing how it works now. So,
like burning the bush in Zelda 1. Your favorite thing?
Just like burning the bush in Zelda 1. You're right. I'll bring up every episode. Now, there's probably some fucking sign in Mario 64 that's like, jump and hit this button to slam your ass or whatever it is. So,
all right, favorite bosses.
There's
actually quite a few bosses in this game.
They're all bad in a good way. I feel like they didn't know what to do yet, so they're all stupid easy and goofy and fun, and fairly similar where you just kind of like hit them in one specific way. My least favorite, though, I'll say, that's easier for me to pick, is the final Bowser fight. I feel like such a pain in the ass. The hitboxes are so annoying, and it's so hard to aim Bowser as you throw him off as it becomes more limited. I hate the final boss of Mario 64. I do not think it's fun at all. I love the Giant Thwomp. I love, King Bob-omb. I love the Wiggler, as I said. The bullies are kind of bosses, not quite. I don't know. It's a strange selection of bosses, but they're all charming in a way. So,
yeah. Another one that Craig didn't mention, I like the one inside the pyramid.
Yeah, where you punch the. Every time I do that, I think it's so weird to me because it makes me think of it's like they did that, and then there's Bongo Bongo in Ocarina of Time, and then there's that other weird one in Wind Waker I'm blanking on the name of. I'm like, man, Miyamoto just really liked floating head and floating hands for a decade or so there.
Hand boss shows up in like every single Nintendo game, I'm pretty sure. It's in Mario Odyssey also. It's like
you're right.
You take possession of the hand and you run it into the
slam it back.
Yeah.
Dude, Miyamoto loves his hand bosses.
Yeah, he's a hand guy.
Big fan. Big fan of hands.
The Bowser thing is funny because it's the last Bowser fight. You have to hit him 3 times, and he's like destroying the level. The first and second one, you just hit him once and he dies. I always thought the second one, all he does is he'll ground pound and he'll like tilt the level and you slide down it. You still kill him one shot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But just spinning him and throwing him is very fun and satisfying feeling. Like, I feel like you could feel the momentum as you start to speed up the spin. The power you feel when you tell him, "So long, gay Bowser." There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, nothing quite like that moment.
Did we ever get confirmation of what he actually says?
Somebody asked him and he said he forgot.
Because it must be like a weird compression thing, right? There's no way Mario was just slightly homophobic in 1996.
I always thought the official one was he's saying like "so long, Bowser." You know
so
what I'm
long,
saying?
gay Bowser.
Yeah, if you look up if you Google it, let's see.
Yeah, we'll need a fact check.
Misheard line uttered by blah blah. Yeah, I think I always thought it was like he's saying like "so long, Bowser."
Like just like so long, Bowser.
Yeah.
The hard G.
But so long. The hard G. For sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, gangster.
Speaking of bosses, though, they do add a couple more bosses in Mario 64 DS.
Mm-hmm. This I've heard
one
about.
of them. Yeah, so this seems weird. you start this game as Yoshi. You don't get Mario at the start. You start as Yoshi, and I believe you have to kill the Goom boss. He's a big Goomba with a crown, and it's a whole separate level that has like a couple stars, and then it has the big boss. Then you get Mario from that. There's also the big bully, which is like, let me see this real quick. No, that's something else. I'm looking at something else. I'm looking through this this wiki here. But yeah, disregard that. I was looking at Mario Kart DS. But yeah, they had a couple bosses in the DS level. They had a couple different levels. There's 150 stars in the DS version. Annoyingly, a lot of them are just like catch the rabbit, but like as each character 5 times.
That's annoying.
Which is kind of annoying. There's like several more rabbits around, and you can only get them as a specific color character.
I saw you struggle to grab a rabbit for a while in one of your streams.
Oh, that rabbit's tough.
I was laughing so hard just because I got it my first try, and I was like,
"Yep."
I'm like, here goes the expert, the so-called Mario 64 king can't catch a rabbit for shit.
Yeah, that rabbit always kicks my ass. Yeah, Tyler, you mentioned a little bit the DS version with the mini games. It also has a couple levels, has the fun mini games, which are arguably like the main thing you want to get that version for. It adds a couple stars in levels, like Wario can like break certain blocks. I think Luigi can. What is Luigi? Can he jump higher? He can like go through stuff. Maybe he can like go through stuff. But Mario's just like the most boring regular character. He just plays like Mario. But all the other characters have their own unique ways to interact with the levels. But I don't know. I kind of like the other characters. I kind of indifferent on it. I don't know. I think the game was fine with just Mario.
Yeah, it is just cool that it exists. So
cool that it exists.
It's 4 of them in the DS version, right? Wario, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi.
Yep.
But yeah, most of my time, like I said, was playing those mini games as a kid at Luigi's Casino. So.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
and the weird like she loves me not flower thing where you just pluck flowers for Yoshi.
And she loves me, love me not.
It was very goofy. I had a good time with that.
I like the one. Is it the one where which game is it where it has like the hidden faces? Is it the like the Luigi amongst all the other faces?
Yeah, it was that one too where you had to search for it.
And it became that Twitter account that was just like doing that.
Which was awesome. That was a very cool thing. Shout out to that Twitter account. I wish I knew the name off the top of my head.
All right, so I'm looking here. Apparently, Mario can wall kick. I guess everyone else can't wall kick, so that's what makes him unique.
Interesting.
Luigi can water run, so if he runs on water, he can like stay on it for a little bit.
So can you only get to Rainbow Ride with Mario then? Don't you have to wall kick to get to that stage?
I don't know.
Unless I've been getting there wrong the whole time. I thought you had to wall kick to it.
Luigi can jump higher, so maybe he can just jump up there. I don't know. Yeah, then Wario can punch like blocks, but he also can't jump for shit. And then Yoshi can swallow enemies and flutter jump. But I don't think Yoshi has a punch either. We didn't talk about the punch at all. This game has a punch in it.
You don't ever need to use it. Literally ever. So it's fine.
It's like zero range, but you can go punch stuff, which I think is funny.
Yeah, wahoo! Yeah, wahoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about in the past we've talked about the funny sound bites from Sonic Adventure. This game also just has a lot of like little weird sound effects that I think about all the time. I loved when I was playing this on my 3DS. Me and the wife just laying in bed, getting ready for bed. She was watching a show and I'm playing this game, and I just hear her randomly chuckling, and I'm like, "What's funny?" She's like, "What the fuck is these noises Mario's making all the time in this fucking game?" Like he runs to the wall, just ooh, ooh. This great sound effect in Mario 64.
How fun would it be to be a fly on the wall watching Charles Martinet record those original lines?
He must have had a blast. They're excellent. Some excellent sound effects. And the music in this game, great music. never have I wanted like a video game soundtrack on vinyl so badly. This would go hard on vinyl. I would definitely buy it. I don't think there's any official Mario 64 vinyl prints. I could be wrong. If anyone out there knows, let me know in the comments, because I would spend good money for some Mario 64 vinyl.
Yeah, and I love the soundtrack also. I've already mentioned how much I love Dire Dire Docks. I was a little disappointed to remember when on this replay, they do reuse a lot of the same songs. Mm-hmm. Like, you get like a new song for every level for the first like 5 or 6 levels, and then they just kind of keep using those same 6 levels or so.
But some great ass music.
They're all very good.
So.
They're all very good.
Is that official?
I think so, and it's $3,000.
Well, I wasn't gonna send my kids to college anyway. It's fine.
$3,086.60 with $20 shipping from Japan.
Maybe I should just let me text my landlord right now and let him know rent's gonna be late. They'll understand.
The first song for side A is called "It's a Me, Mario." I think it's just him saying "It's a Me, Mario."
Probably, and then the bum 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 bum.
You got the title theme.
And then it has a little hi hat.
Opening Super Mario 64 main.
I was I was a waiter. I had to open the restaurant. I would get there in the morning. Mm-hmm. I had this Mario Jazz playlist. It was Mario 64 Jazz, like what do you call them? Jazz covers. Mm-hmm. And it's a playlist of that. And I would just listen to it like literally every morning, and it got me so ready for the day.
I think the credits song from Mario 64 is extraordinarily underrated. I feel like people don't give that one enough love. It's great.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
it's very, very good. But just in general, like I said, Dire Dire Docks, all-time great video game song. I love all the memes that they use for the Shifting Sandland song that you might have seen over the years, where they're just like the Pharaoh's Curse. It's a great time. So it's great music in that game. Tyler, what was your favorite thing about Mario 64? Is this being your first time playing it?
It's not my first time playing it, but
Why do you get so mad when I say that? You know what I mean.
It's not. I'm just
first time completioning it.
Yeah, I didn't even complete it yet.
Finishing it.
I finished it. My favorite thing. I'm gonna go with. Trying to think of I'm gonna go with level variety. Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch of variety of different kind of levels you could do, and I don't know. I just feel like that's probably it. I mean, I didn't get to try them all. I didn't get to try the TikTok clock and
2 of the worst ones.
Yeah, so that's probably a good thing that I didn't play those. But yeah, like every level had its own little thing. I still like the whole little gimmicks like back then, like kind of like how we were saying with the what's the world called? Tiny Huge, whatever.
Tiny Huge Island.
Yeah, Tiny Huge Island with the 2 different paintings. Just how they had still like little kind of gimmicks thrown in the game. That was pretty neat.
I'm realizing now, both of y'all said y'all have not 120 started the game before, but I assume y'all know about your award for 120 stars, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy,
Yoshi up on top.
The Yosh.
Just hanging out in the back of the castle for some reason.
And he gives you like unlimited lives, right?
Yeah, a bunch of lives, but it's like, okay, thanks.
You're like, I already
just what I needed.
Did everything.
Yeah. But it'd be cool if you could have rolled Yoshi around, but
do you get something different for 100%ing the DS one? Because I assume Yoshi wouldn't be on the top of the castle.
Yes, you're correct. But I think it also has to do with getting on top of the castle. Mm-hmm. Look it up real quick. Because I think the castle thing also opens up at the top. What do you do? What do you get? Someone save me for a moment.
Craig, I like your Earthbound shirt.
Thank you. It's from the Yeti many years ago.
It's just it's a green rabbit that only Luigi can get, and a question block that gives you a wing cap as Mario, so you can fly around as Mario.
Nice.
Which is fun also.
So, nothing, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, flying around the outside of the castle is pretty fun.
One thing I feel like we didn't really touch on, and we should, is just how fun Mario is to control in this game.
Oh yeah.
All the different movement options, the tightness of the controls, just feels great. Mario feels fantastic to control. I love this. I was just gonna say the triple jump feels so satisfying. Just the weird momentum of the backwards jump too, when you do a backflip, the like kind of slow down that you do midway up and stuff. And even, you know, the unintentional stuff like the backwards long jump just feels great to do.
I've always been partial to the side jump, like running up and then like turning and doing like the side somersault up. That's always fun to do.
The wall kick always feels really good too.
Yep. Sometimes when I'm really scared, I need to go for like a really tight space. You can do the crawl, and you can like literally get on the ground like army crawl. That's always funny.
Yeah, Mario 64 is just a great time. It like
perfect game.
Yeah. No. But I do like it a lot. I actually liked it more playing it now than back when I played it when 3D All-Stars came out, like, and finished it then. Finishing it now, I enjoyed it more this time. There's just something about it. Like I said, that it's like a weird liminal space world, but still feels very cozy. Has a sense of wonder. Just it's you know, this sounds very like corny, but it's like it's a magical game. It has a very unique vibe and feel to it that no other game can replicate. Nothing else feels like it. Nothing else sounds like it. Nothing else controls like it. Nothing else is even designed in the same way. Even, you know, every other 3D Mario game after this, the design philosophy is 100% different. Are there things I'd change? Yeah, probably. Like, I wish that you could just get a star and then keep playing the level. But that's not something that changes how I feel about the overall experience. And I do love this game. I really do. You know, I think when we did our top 5 N64 games, I don't even think that this was actually in my top 5. And retrospectively, it would probably make it somewhere onto that list now after giving it a second 70-star playthrough.
Heck yeah. Well, let me know how you feel after getting 120 if you still feel that way.
Nah, I don't think so. I feel like that would make me not like it. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think the game, when you do the bare minimum, Mario 64 is a fantastic time. Anything more than that, and you're gonna start to want to die, probably. So,
heard similar from y'all, the Sunshine. It's a similar story with Sunshine. People say you get as little stars as possible, you'll have a better time.
Yeah, that's a game I want to do for the show for sure one day, because I want to force myself to actually finish it, and probably the only way I could force myself to finish it if we do it for the show. So,
also a perfect game.
No, definitely fucking not. Well, I don't know if you guys have any more thoughts, or if maybe we should get to some audience write-ins.
I'm good for the write-ins. What are you, Tyler?
Yeah,
Tyler?
We do have a lot.
We do have a lot of write-ins. Again, thank you all for writing in. We really appreciate it.
All I gotta say is, since this was like my first time finishing Mario 64, yes, it's a great game. Definitely holds up pretty well. You know, the camera has its little moments, but other than that, it's pretty good. And if you want to play a better game, go play Sonic Adventure. But yeah. Other than that,
sorry, you cut up there, Tyler.
Which, by the way, on Christian's stream, his last stream, he made a poll and said which game is better, Sonic Adventure or Mario 64. And Sonic Adventure was ahead by 4 votes.
Really?
Now, mind you, I voted with 3 accounts.
Did you really? You're such an asshole.
But it still would have won.
By 1, at least.
Well, I wasn't there either because I was out of town, so I couldn't vote.
Well, then it would have been fair game.
Yeah.
But we still would have won because I have the upper hand.
It's like that episode of Curb where the Democratic representative loses by 1 vote because Larry David didn't want to wait in line to vote.
Yep.
That was you, but for Mario 64 and Sonic Adventure, a much more important debate. Now I Rock a Teller Suit wrote in.
Okay.
Saying, the artist formerly known as Teller Suit here. Not as good as Banjo-Kazooie, but Mario 64 is still a great game. One thing I remember about Super Mario 64 releasing is that you could never find an available kiosk to try it out in public. Even Toys R Us, KB Toys, Software, etc., and other stores always had a crowd around the kiosk. To be fair, it was also the debut of the N64, grabbing everyone's attention, but making Mario run and jump in any direction was next level stuff.
Yeah, I wish I could have experienced that jump, because from what I've heard of people that did experience that, they're like, yeah, we'll never have a jump like that ever again. Like, that is, like, quite literally, like, a jump from 2D to 3D. We'll never have something like that again. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame. We're all of us, I feel like we're not young, really, but we're young enough to have not been there for that, unfortunately.
I was 6 months old. So.
Zach, want to go ahead and read the next write-in?
Sure. This is from Bailey Deeding. Hello, yes, this is Bailey Deeding. First time, long time. I just wanted to stop in and say that Mario 64 is the perfect video game and that King Bob-omb deserves to be in the new Mario Kart. That's a good point. King Bob-omb, one of my favorite characters as well. I think he would make a good Mario Kart character. He is already in the Mario Golf Super Rush, and he was a really good player in that. I think I should include him in Mario Kart as well.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer he's not in it. Shout out to him being in the Mario movie. That was a fun surprise.
Yep, that was really good.
Yeah, so I guess, bad opinions must just run in the family.
The Bob-omb family, or the...
Maybe it was the Bailey Deeding family.
The Deeding family is an interesting one for sure.
I was laughing that we got that right, and also saying Mario 64 was a perfect game. So
I'm trying to figure out who it is. I think I know, but I could be wrong.
I have no idea. I figured there must be some relation.
Looks like it was Bailey Deeding. I don't know what you are so questioning. What's going on here? The name is clearly written there.
Also, shout out to First Time Long Time just being a thing that people write in the podcast. It always makes me laugh. I always think that's a good one. But thank you for writing in. We appreciate your opinion of Mario 64 being perfect. At least one of the hosts agrees with you. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and read the next write-in?
I'm trying to think. What if that was actually Zach that did his own writing?
I don't know.
Could have
been.
But that wasn't my first guess, though. So
I just assumed he had a sister named Bailey. And their name was Bailey Daly.
No. That'd be good, but no.
Her name's Deeding.
Yeah, Deeding.
Dee. Ha ha ha. All right, John. Hey, it's John. And my thoughts on this game: it is my second favorite 3D Mario game, and it's a great game. It has some problems, mostly the camera, and the last quarter of the game gets super tough with some touchy platforming, but still, I will always have a great time playing it.
Thank you, John.
Which mind you, this was crazy because I started playing the game, and then John was like, "Oh, if you're playing it, I'm gonna play it along with you." This man beat it in one night, in like one sitting, and dude, no, like he just flew past me, and I was like, "Yeah," but he beat this game like 8 times. That's so funny. I mean,
it's funny thing. He says his second favorite Mario. It got me thinking. I love this game, and it might be like my 4th favorite 3D Mario.
Wow.
Like, so Odyssey's my number 1 with a bullet, and then probably, Galaxy's up there, and I think there are days where I would say Sunshine. I like it more than 64. I think so.
Really?
I love Sunshine.
I do love Sunshine too.
I think Sunshine 64 are tied for 3rd.
Sunshine got immaculate vibes.
It does. The vibes are too good to discount.
And John, sorry if I was mean to you earlier. I hope it came across that I was kidding around.
Just John, to point that out. I want you to think harder next time before you write in.
So, for the bit, I think we gotta skip Craig, and then Zach can read Zach, because then it'll also make Zach read Jason.
Yeah, that works. So go ahead, Zach, if you want to read Zach.
All right, so Zach, I will read Zach, and I've also read Bailey Deeding today. So, all right, from Zach.
You're just writing into the show yourself.
Recently, 100% of this game for the first time myself. I remember first encountering it back in the winter/spring of 1997 in second grade over at a friend's house. He was an only child, and his parents bought him seemingly every toy. He was also one of those kids who called his parents by their first names. LOL. Have y'all? My niece does. My niece does this. She's just mimicking my sister, and she'll say to my brother-in-law Evan, she'll be like, "Evan, pay attention to the road." She's like 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's awesome.
She calls her dad Evan. She's 3 years old.
That's really funny. The disrespect starts young.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Zach. Anyway, I remember him telling me about it at school, how it had, still remember his exact words, a thumb-controlled 3D joystick. Wonder if that was the sales pitch in the store where his family bought it. Anyway, seeing it in action was truly something. It felt like you were in control of a real little person, sort of like an RC car, but it was a pet leprechaun inside the television. That's a way of putting it. He didn't let me do a lot of the playing, but it was mesmerizing just to watch. We both couldn't shut up about how cool it was. The sound effects are burrowed deep inside me too. The water noises, the tweeting birds, the echo on Mario's voice in the castle. My own first console ended up being the GameCube, and I have more memories playing Mario Sunshine, but this one definitely makes my nostalgia ache, and I love playing it to this day.
Hell yeah. My voice just cracked, but hell yeah.
It's like, hell yeah.
Thanks, Zach, for the excellent writing, Zach.
Oh my god, Zach, you're glitching out. I think you reading your own write-in revealed that you're a robot.
Yeah.
You started moving at 3 frames a second.
Friggin' AI's taking over, dude.
Am I back?
You're back.
For the most part.
You're delayed.
I was just thanking Zach. I was thanking Zach for his good writing.
Yes, thank you for writing in, Zach. All right. Go ahead, Tyler.
All right, we got this is Patrick. Super Mario 64 still remains one of the best games to ever be made. I remember renting a Japanese N64 to play it months before it came out here, and scoring my own N64 and copy of the game 3 days before it came out, thanks to KB Toys breaking the street date.
God, you are such a fucking nerd, Patrick. I love you. Renting a Japanese N64 so you can play it early. You are a fucking nerd, and I love it.
Patrick's great.
He is great.
I'll never forget going home to play right away after dragging my little sister to the mall to get it with me. I was old enough to drive then. LOL, I'm old. Yeah, Patrick, you are. After beating the game, I made sure to go back, and it was the first and only game I 100% with 120 stars. Is it perfect? No. The camera is wonky at times, and some of the more precision jumps and such are a pain to pull off, but it will forever be a special game and a standard bearer for things to come. And it is far superior to Sonic Adventure. It is far superior to Sonic Adventure. I think you forgot to put DX, because the original one is like...
Yeah, that was probably just a typo.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. So Sonic Adventure DX, an on-rails platformer that had magic moments but fell flat more often than not. But boy, if that killer whale jumping over you in the first level wasn't a holy shit moment.
Dude, shout out to the whale part of Sonic Adventure, because that's, in retrospect, like the least impressive thing ever, because you don't even have to touch anything. It runs for you.
Under disbelief, you feel like you're escaping the whale.
You do, but you're definitely not.
I think the truck is the same in SA2.
No, you could definitely die to the truck.
Yeah. You can die to the truck, but only if you're really trying.
All right, Dan Evil Robot, we think, wrote in. Dan, you can let us know if we are wrong, but we're pretty sure this is you. We're using our best guesstimation skills. He said, I thought Super Mario 64 was the greatest 3D platformer. To me, I grew up playing this game, and I do play it once in a while. I have beaten it when I was 13 years old, not 100% completion, but when I got it, when I was a kid, I was about 4 years old, never thought about beat the game. But I would like to replay this again and trying to get all 120 stars.
I think getting 120 stars is I can't recommend it to people because sometimes it's great, sometimes it just ruins your.
I feel like my least favorite part would have to be getting 100 coins on each level.
That's not fun. Getting like TikTok block, Rainbow Ride, 100 coins.
I would honestly though argue that most games, if you 100% them, can. I feel like a lot of the time that'll ruin some of your enjoyment, right? Because it could just be a little bit too much. I feel like even we all like our platinum trophies on our PlayStation accounts. We play PlayStation games. And there's definitely been times where it's like I've gotten a platinum trophy and I'm like, cool, I don't like this game anymore. Like I had to do too much shit I didn't want to do. For example, I never want to even think about Detroit Become Human ever again after getting that platinum trophy. That fucking broke me. It sucked. I think to this day it's my rarest platinum. I think it's like less than 1%. It's so unfun. Wow. And I was like, I never want to do this again. It just absolutely killed it for me. And it's kind of a similar thing here. Mario 64 is so fun if you just do like I said, you do the bare minimum. Second half of the castle's booty. Play at least every level, but spend most of your time in like the first half of the castle and you'll have a great time. Zach, want to go ahead and read the last write-in from your pal Jason?
From my pal Jason. Hello there, gamers from the Mushroom Kingdom. It's me, Jason here, to give my thoughts on Super Mario 64. When Mario 64 was first shown off, it was pretty amazing at the time to see Mario move around in third dimension, but to also see a game that was a real 3D platformer and not a game that was just trying to be one. I'm not sure what to really say that you guys haven't already said, so I figured I'd just tell you my experience of picking up my Nintendo 64 and Mario 64 on launch day. I pre-ordered my Nintendo 64 and Mario 64 at my local Toys R Us months before launch. I remember going up to the Toys R Us every chance I could get because at the time close to release day, they had a bunch of demo units set up to play. I would play the demo just long enough to get enough stars to fight Bowser the first time and stop playing so as to not ruin the full experience for the rest of the game before release. When launched, I wouldn't be able to hold myself back, by the way. I would just keep playing. When launch day came, myself and my future wife, Michelle, who actually bought me the Nintendo 64 and Mario 64 that day, thank you again, dear, since I know you were listening, we picked it up, took it back to my house, hooked it up, and sat there playing for the rest of the day. I can't say how many times I collected all 120 stars, but I always had fun doing it. Now, it's not my favorite Mario game up there as one I could always... Sorry. It's not my favorite Mario game, I'm going to paraphrase here, but it's up there as one that I could always go back to. It was such a great game that it even got a remake as a launch title for Nintendo DS, which, as we all know, is a far better than that remake that shall not be named.
He had us in the first half. He had us in the first half, I'm not going to lie.
I thought we were in the clear. That bastard.
You fucking got your ass every time.
Shout out to Michelle for getting the N64.
Shout out to Michelle. She's a real one. And also shout out to Michelle for listening to us, I guess.
They come home from work and then they just watch the podcast all together.
Hell yeah. What a routine. Imagine us on the big screen.
That's what it is.
No. So funny story about that.
Oh no.
I think I've told you before. My dad has like always been like very indifferent in video games and very awkward about like me loving video games because he just doesn't give a shit about video games.
Yeah.
And my mom watches all of my videos on the TV at like full volume in the living room, and I just know my dad walks through there and he's like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah."
So my son's wasting his time in his life with these silly toys.
Yeah, basically. My mom's just sitting there watching me commenting, "This looks fun." I'm like,
he's like my gay son in his silly little video games.
Little video games. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you all for writing in. Very kind of you all. It was nice to see a big showing from Mario 64 today. We appreciate you all very much.
Now, hopefully we have a big showing for next episode, and everybody can agree that the DS Lite is better than the DSi. So,
hopefully. I don't know. Any closing thoughts, boys, on Mario 64? You wanna hammer home? I feel like we went over it all pretty well, but
yeah, I mean, one of my favorite games. It's probably my top 25 all time.
mm-hmm.
It's not a top 10 for me, but it's definitely like my top 30 area.
Mm-hmm.
I love the game. I'll keep buying 3D Marios if they keep making them, and I'll keep loving them if I keep buying them. So,
yeah, that 3D Mario that was supposed to come out this year for your fantasy critic.
You're still young.
I doubt you're getting one. But
all I'm saying, I've already laid the foundation. If when Mario Kart World comes out, if part of the game involves Mario jumping out of the cart and it being a 3D platformer, I did draft 3D Mario before you drafted Mario Kart World, so I will take that kick back to my side.
No, you won't. That does not count.
Tyler, any closing final thoughts you want to mention on Mario 64?
I mean, it's a great game. I'm glad I finally finished it. Like I said, Sonic Adventure is better. Sonic Adventure DX is not better.
No, Sonic Adventure DX is still better. It's fine. You can say it.
Yeah, you're drawing a real fine line there. Like, it's specifically better than the original.
Real Sonic Adventure heads know that the Dreamcast version is the superior version of every other version that exists.
That's fine. It's a very slim window. It's like specifically better than the GameCube version, but it's worse than the Dreamcast version.
So that's pretty high praise coming from Tyler, actually. Take that as a compliment.
It was good. I do eventually want to. I think I would try the DS version too, to compare that and try out the different characters and such.
Hell yeah.
Do I even own it? I don't think I do.
You should.
No, I don't. I'll have to buy it.
You'll have to buy it. You'll have to buy it. Yeah, I think I gave all my thoughts I wanted to say on it. Good game, great game even. Definitely a comfort game. One that you could just jump into, play the first couple of levels anytime, anywhere, have a great time. Even if you don't finish it, it's a fun game to just hop in and out of.
I'm glad that it is forever just like downloaded and playable on my Switch. I can just turn it on whenever.
Yeah, now it's just available, right? Which is very nice.
Yeah. Also, special shout out to our new viewer Zach.
Yes, shout out to Zach too.
Yeah, shout out to Zach and shout out to Bailey Deeding also.
Do you really not know who that is?
I don't know who either of those people are.
That makes it funnier.
Dude, I was really thinking Bailey Deeding was like Brendan or something.
That's funny. Was I mean to our write-ins today? I feel like I was a little harsh. I feel like I was kind of aggressive today.
John had it coming.
John had it coming? Okay.
Yeah, John had it coming, I guess.
Sorry, John. We love you.
Sorry, John. You can tell him off next time we're in a Discord chat.
No, that's totally valid. No, I had to prove it. I'm like, I do not just play RPGs. Statistically, I play them actually probably the least, even if they're my favorite. So, statistically.
Not maybe numbers-wise, but by hours-wise, probably up there.
Oh, hours-wise, 100% is different. It's like I'm playing Golden Axe for like fucking 45 minutes. What are you kidding me? Dude, if I was playing 70 hours of Golden Axe like I play 70 hours of Metaphor, I'd kill myself so that I don't have to play video games anymore.
I said that Golden Axe sucked and Tyler didn't respond, and I feel bad. I was trying to get a rise out of him. He didn't even respond to it.
He's just sad about it.
I mean, when I went back to it, it was okay. I still love the game because
I like to think that this show just absolutely ruined an integral part of Tyler's childhood. He was just so happy and so nostalgic.
Again, and
he was like, "Oh man, this kind of sucks."
Is it better than Sonic Adventure DX?
No. I'd much rather play Sonic Adventure DX.
Man, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Sonic Adventure DX is still okay.
Well, what do you guys have planned the rest of the weekend? It's a Friday night. Usually we do this towards the middle or end of our weekend. Zach, I'm assuming you're just going to sleep and catch up on resting games? No?
No.
Uh-oh.
So I drive out of town tomorrow. I have another wedding to go to on Sunday.
Shit.
And then,
bro, you have like 8 weddings a year. How many people?
Yeah, you know too many people. No. You need to have less friends.
You're always like, I'm going to a wedding here. I'm going to a wedding in Colorado.
Across Texas to another wedding, and that Monday I'm driving back. So hopefully Monday I can play some games.
Wait, where did you say you're driving to?
It's just another part of Texas.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Los Angeles. I was like, Jesus Christ, why are you driving?
No, I'm driving across Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, do you have anything fun planned for the weekend?
Going camping tomorrow into Sunday.
Nice.
Monday, I don't really have anything planned, so
there you go. Yes, it is a nice long weekend for us Americans here with Memorial Day. Tomorrow, I go on the Pokemon card hunt for the first time in a while. Me, my sister, my brother-in-law, we haven't gone to a card shop in a minute, so we all decided we're going to go hit a couple shops around town, so maybe I'll get something cool.
You're going tomorrow when Destin Rivals came out today? Didn't it come out today?
No, it comes out next week.
So what came out today? Didn't it drop today?
I don't know. Maybe it did. I've seen people. I've seen like a lot of people selling it online, but I think those are just like people that have gotten it early for like TikTok streams and stuff. So,
okay.
But I'm not really. I might get a pack or two, but I like to just get my cheap, pretty singles. You know me. So we'll see what my I'm not totally sure what the plan is, but I'm excited to hit up a few stores. I'm excited to have a 3-day weekend. Definitely want to do some gaming because I haven't gamed much in like the last 2 weeks. I played Oblivion, and then you know what? Nothing was hitting like Oblivion was hitting, and I was like, I need to not play games for a while. So, Oblivion Remastered Game of the Year 2025. You heard it here. My Game of the Year last year was also a remaster, so I don't have valid opinions. Persona 3 Reload, Game of the Year 2024.
It was a game of that year, yeah.
You're right, Zach. It was a game of that year. You're goddamn right. Well, it's been a good one, fellas. Episode 31. We're going to be ranking the Nintendo consoles. Everybody, consoles and handhelds. So make sure you write in what your favorite Nintendo consoles, handhelds. Let us know what your favorite one is. Tyler, make sure you put one of those Trails collections on the side for me. I will Apple Pay you. That was not a joke. Zach, goodbye to you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
He's falling asleep on camera. Tyler, goodbye to you. Have a good weekend, friend.
Goodbye to you. You have a great weekend as well. And everybody listening.
Yes, everybody listening.
Well, everybody listening, have a great week, I guess.
Yes, yeah, have a great couple of weeks. We won't see you for at least 2 weeks. Hope you all had a good Memorial Day. Maybe you had a nice barbecue with your family or something. Thank you again for all the write-ins. We really appreciate your guys' participation. Makes the show much more fun and interesting. And make sure you share this show with your coworker, your grandma, friend, anybody. I'm sure they'd all enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe if you like the show. Leave a comment, leave a like. Trying to get this channel to 500 subs by the end of the year, so I'd appreciate y'all if you'd help me out.
My man's trying to like double up.
Huh?
What are you at now? Like 270, 280?
Something like that. So we'll double it up. We'll make it happen. Double it and give it to the next person.
Double it and give it to the next person.
Dude, we just gotta get the Costco guys on here, bro. All we gotta do.
Just pay him $1,000 for a cameo promo, and we'll be set. But thank you all for listening. We love you, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Adios.
Take care.